T. McCluskey presents Arcade Talk live stream. Okay, so you guys can see what we're doing tonight. We're doing some VR. So a little commercial there to show you what's kind of coming on. Arcade Talk tonight. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. It's almost the end of the week. Bring papabrad on. What's up, papabrad?
What's happening, T?
What's going on? There you go.
I'm talking about. Let's talk about some VR.
The VR. Did you like that little commercial there?
Man, that looks amazing.
I learned a little bit right there. Crazy. So how's your week going?
It's been going good. Did the iiRcadians show last night. Had a great show. Played some Operation Thunderbolt.
I should have had that on my
pretty amazing game.
Mr. Do back there.
Yeah, can you imagine if you had it on your Mr. Do? That would be pretty amazing. With the Sinden light gun?
I do, man. I do.
You do? You're kidding me.
No, might have to show that off later in the stream.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Okay, we got a special guest tonight for VR. He's our expert, at least for us, because we're both noobs on VR. I don't think you played it, right?
I'm a total noob. I've never played VR.
So bring in Brooklyn. He's our expert.
Welcome, what's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Ready to talk some VR, man.
Let's talk some VR.
We're ready. Since I don't know nothing about it.
That shocks me, but I also love that. Because there's nothing that's more fun than to be in the same room with someone who's never played VR before and put the headset on them and throw them into a few games and experiences and just watch their minds be blown. or watch them be in sheer terror, which is actually more fun for me.
Or they get sick. I imagine some people get sick with all that motion.
No, you know what I notice a lot with people that have never played VR before? They don't know how to hold the controllers.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's like, yeah. And there's a few, like when you get into VR, there's a few things that you have to do because number one, everyone's eye spacing is different. So if you really want to get the best out of it, you have to make sure you dial in the lenses to the spacing of your eyes to get the clearest image. And, and make sure you just have the headset on correct and tightened and ready to go.
So it's like going to the eye doctor, getting the lenses.
It's not that intense, but On we'll get into it as we move through like the history of VR. If you guys want to get into it, but like some of the newest stuff, what you're able to do is
when you're
is
playing
incredible.
though, you can't see your hands at all, right? Like
Well,
you can't see anything. Like you just see like a screen.
Well, Brad, here. So I'm gonna give you guys an example. So these are Meta Quest 2 controllers. So basically, this is how you hold them. I don't know why. Like I give them to people, they're all wonky. It's very simple. You know, finger on the trigger. This is your grabbing. It's natural, and you have your sticks to move, and you have your buttons. But the thing is, what VR controllers do differently that a standard video game controller doesn't do is they actually know if your fingers aren't on the buttons. So if I do this motion here, well, in VR I'm doing a thumbs up. One of the cool things that they've been working on. Is that a sensor
at the top of that senses stuff, or is that just like
senses,
a guard?
These buttons can sense when your fingers are on them.
Okay.
In your placement, it's very natural.
What's that circle thing do? The circle thing does nothing.
This circle here,
the whole.
Well, this around it.
Yeah, the thing.
Well, this is so VR has come a long way. When I first got VR, I would say it's probably like 7 years ago already. When the Rift first came out, you actually had a single sensor bar in front of you that would detect the VR, right? And you basically held an Xbox controller, and that's how you can control the games.
Oh, wow.
As things progressed, they finally released the hand controllers, but then you needed to have two sensors behind you. That way, when you turn, they can actually sense you now being able to stand and move around and move your arms. It was great for the time, but what really blew it out of the park and changed the game is when this came out. Okay.
How did that change the game?
Where this changed the game is get rid of your computer, get rid of any single tracking, get rid of any wires. Just charge this up, put this on, and you're ready to go.
So initially you had to be connected to like a PC or computer to do VR?
Correct. It ran completely off the power of your computer. Okay. There was a lot of wires. There was a lot of setup involved in it. You had to get wiring around your whole room to have all the sensor bars around.
Wow.
If something got blocked, it can lose your tracking, and then things get all wonky. This is the Oculus Quest, the original.
Okay.
This changed the game big time. And then when this came out, This is what brought.
These still have wires, right? Connected to the headset.
There's no wires. This is what brought.
There's no wires at all.
Yes, this is the Oculus Quest 2. So this is the generation after. This is what made VR mainstream. This is what made it approachable. This headset is twice as powerful as the Quest that I just showed you.
Wow, it's smaller too.
The comfort is insane. So this is called the Elite strap. I never even used the original strap. This is the Elite. It's very simple. You put it on, dial it in. And I also, of course, do not use the foam that it came with. You go on Amazon and you replace it with these comfort ones. This is almost like a memory foam. And dude, you can be in this thing till the battery runs out. And it's just...
How long is that? How long does the battery last? Like that's wireless, so it's charged, huh?
You can go a couple of hours on this, and what's amazing is these controllers. You put one AA battery in this thing, and literally forget about it for about 6 months of playing.
Wow,
before you have to change it. One battery.
It's very low power for the controllers.
So, and now the game is about to change again, because now we have the Meta Quest 3 coming out. Already? It's going to be even smaller than this. It's going to be twice as powerful as this. And it's going to have what are called pancake lenses, which I've never even gotten the opportunity to try.
So what kind of money are you talking about? Like for that? That's the Oculus.
When this came out, this was $2.99. It did go up in
Really?
price. I
That's
think
it.
it starts at $3.99 now.
Okay.
And you
wow.
basically buy all the games in the headset.
Okay.
Okay, everything's just in here. Everything, the
Oh,
games are
everything's in the
stored in
headset.
here.
The
Yeah.
games are
So,
inside that too, like that
yeah.
that headset
So that's your
thing.
console, basically.
And think about it. Think of it as if you have a step up. You have ones that come with more internal space
Memory.
to store games. Not memory, just like internal storage,
Yeah.
so you can store more games.
How much
in
does
it.
that hold?
This one, 128 gigabytes.
128 gigabyte. Is it the
little thing.
games like the visuals? Are they like iPad level, or are they like? Well, how would you like like graphically? Now, obviously, like it's your field of vision is completely like everywhere you look, you see the game, right? Like if you turn your
Yeah.
head, it's
Yeah.
like you're inside it,
It's
right?
not when you turn. Yeah, dude. Once you put that on
Uh,
and you have it locked in, you're in the game. It's not
Okay.
like playing what you're used to, a video game on a screen.
okay.
So everything is to scale. If something is gigantic, well, it's right in front of you and it's giant. So all I can imagine is take any video game world that you've played, but put yourself inside of it.
wow.
Wherever you look, you're in it.
So it really feels like you're in it.
Yes.
Wow.
Does it have any kind of vibration or anything like
The the Quest just in the controllers. I was touching on this earlier, but we started moving on. In the Quest 2, what they've also done, and they've highly improved it, is if you put the controllers down, your hands just show up in front of you. It tracks your hands. You can just move your fingers,
Okay.
and it's instantaneously. They've recently updated it where you can just touch things like you were on an iPad. It's still in its early phases, but they actually finally released the game. I haven't gotten to time to try it yet because I've been so busy on the PSVR 2. But there's I think it's called Rogue something. But the entire game you can't play it with anything but your hands.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh wow! So you don't need.
I heard they nailed it. Yeah, you totally play the game just with your hands. There's no controller option.
That's pretty damn cool.
So the helmet sensor can detect it even when you're not holding the controllers. It can detect.
As soon as you
hands?
put the controller down, a half a second later, it just picks up your hands.
Wow.
Wow. Or how does it do that? Are there cameras in the headset thing?
You see the 4 cameras on the front.
Oh, is that those there?
Oh, okay. That's
I
those.
thought those were screws.
I
So
thought they were too.
it's
Those are
called-
cameras.
What's cool
Okay.
is it's called inside out tracking. So when VR first came out, like I was saying, you would have to string up wires around your whole room for sensor bars.
Yeah.
Now it's inside the controllers, it's inside the headset. So
Inside the
it doesn't, you're free to walk around. They have a brand new game that came out that you literally have to map an entire room like within like a 10 feet radius all around and have space, because the only way you can play this game, it's almost like an Indiana Jones type expedition. You're trying to avoid traps, but you actually really have to walk around your room in the game to, you don't use the stick to move. You walk.
You probably need like a carpet mat or something just so you could feel with your feet, so you're not like walking into walls and stuff.
You can, but the thing is with VR2 is on any modern set, the first thing you do when you set it up is you're in VR, you got your stick, and then you just hold this, and you can see your room, right? You draw your barrier around your room, and you set the height of where your floor is, and then that's it. So when you're in VR, if your hands or you start getting close to that, you can adjust how sensitive you want that to be. That will start showing up, so you're getting close to being out of bounds and you're about to punch your TV off the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be me. I'd probably put my hand through my TV.
Yeah, so like here in the arcade, I played in here, but it's a bit tight, and I don't trust that. I'm gonna swing a golf club and smash through one of my arcades. So
Yeah,
I don't mess around too much up here.
I'd have to set it up in my other.
I go
arcade.
downstairs in the living room, and I have like a 7 foot by 7 foot place where I could walk around.
Now, do you ever use the PlayStation? Because I know the PlayStation's got I just wondered if you had any experience on a
So
PlayStation.
I had the original PlayStation VR the day that came out. That there was a lot of like breakout boxes and stuff to hook that up, and it was kind of like a thick, heavy wire, but there was a lot to it to setting it up. But it was a great concept, but it wasn't fully thought out, because what they did on the original PlayStation VR is, if you remember on the PlayStation 3, we had the Move controllers. Remember, they were trying to like match what
I never got
Xbox
into
was
that.
doing
They
with
had
with
those are the ones that had
the
like
Kinect.
they had the little ball
The little
on top
glowing
with
balls
a color.
on the top.
Yeah, I never got into that.
Okay, well, I have the PS3. I had Move, so my Move controllers were just packed away for who knows how many years. All of a sudden, this comes out, and they decide they're going to do their tracking with a PlayStation camera and the Move controllers. The thing is with that is it kind of breaks the immersion, because it would lose the tracking of the controllers a lot. It was basically sensing the glowing lights on the Move controllers.
I can see that.
But here's the problem. The camera's in front of you. What happens when you turn around in VR? Now the camera's behind you. So you would have to like fake turn. You know what I mean? In a game, you would have to like use a stick to turn around, not really turn around. With inside out tracking, it doesn't matter which way you're facing, because the tracking is coming from inside the headset and the controllers. That's where I got this right here. Figure 3. Hold on. That's where this comes into play.
The first one you held up was the Oculus One. Then the white one was the
here.
Oculus 2, right?
Yes.
And this is the PS.
This is the PlayStation VR.
The VR 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw you playing that on your channel, which you do a lot of VR game streams.
Yeah.
I saw you playing that Horizon game, and that really impressed me. I mean, the visuals of that and just the way it looked, it really impressed me.
So here's where they stepped it up. Obviously, with the resolution, it's a wider field of view. It has eye tracking, so it can track your eyes when they're moving around. It knows if you're blinking, and they integrate that into some of the games. Not many yet, because it's still relatively new. The controllers have adaptive triggers. So what that means is, if you've ever played with a PlayStation 5 controller, that's one of the most amazing things, and why I love the PlayStation 5 over every home console, is the controller makes it. Well, they took the technology from the controller and put that into their new VR controllers, which are basically almost a copy.
Looks a lot like the Oculus. Is that the PlayStation?
It looks like this, but it's different. Like, your hands are like, the ring is bigger, and your hands are almost like, the ring is like almost around your wrist.
Okay.
But the thing is this. Their controllers, of course, vibrate, but the triggers, let's say you pick up a gun, right? You can feel the bullets like rattling around in them in some of the games. If you go to fire the trigger, it's going to have hesitation. You're not going to just, like this, when you hit the trigger, it's always the same.
On and off, huh?
On the PlayStation VR 2, depending on what kind of weapon you're using, the trigger's going to have a different resistance. Or it's going to, it'll even have a click to it.
That's pretty cool.
You know? So,
that's pretty neat.
and the actual headset itself has, it's a mild vibration. It's nothing intense, but man, it adds to a game, you know, just feeling that when something happens, like when one of those gigantic robotic dinosaurs all of a sudden pounces, you feel the vibration in your head, and that little bit of extra just adds to it.
Do the hands vibrate?
Yeah,
I'm sure they have vibration in the controller.
And you know, it's just so but the thing is, so you got your one wire, it's just a USB-C, it's a really long cord, but that is running 100% off of the power of the PlayStation 5.
So it has one so you are wired basically with the Oculus
with one
Oculus 2, you're wireless, and with the PlayStation VR you have one wire.
One wire.
Okay.
Well, we're talking PlayStation VR 2. The first PlayStation VR.
Sorry.
There was a whole wire system. It was a lot more going on with that.
So what's that one wire go to on the PlayStation?
The one wire just plugs right into the front of the PS5 into a small USB-C.
So it's got to be connected to the console. Okay.
Yeah, and it run. So what it does by it running off the console? Think about that. That's a whole lot less technology they have to have
In the
inside
headset.
the headset. So what does
Yeah.
that do? That makes the headset lighter,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
right?
Don't have
So
all that weight
so-
from the memory.
And that's a
all
big thing about VR is comfort.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Another thing is the design of the PlayStation VR. They call it a halo strap.
Uh-huh.
So actually, this one you're strapping on and tightening, and it squeezes into your face. But
Uh-huh.
with the way I have it set up, it's very comfortable. On the PlayStation VR 2, it's a halo strap. So it's basically holds you tighten it to your head, and then you just hold the button and you adjust the front into your face. But basically, it's almost like wearing a hat.
Okay. It's kind of like gripping around your skull, huh?
And the PSVR 2 has a OLED screen, so you're gonna get deeper blacks, and that it's weird. Like if you listen to a lot of VR people that just play all the time, there's positive and negatives to everything. You know,
Yeah, it's like anything.
Is
That
the
industry.
how about game like I know when I look at a console, like one of the things I look at is the game selection. Like, is one library a lot bigger? Can I have more choices with Oculus than I would have with the PS2 VR? Like,
Yeah,
are the
so-
libraries the same size, or is there like more selection, less selection, about the same selection?
No, you're not going to have the Oculus. You're going to pretty much have the most, because you can also hook this up. You can also hook it up to your computer with a cord that you can buy for it, or you can actually just stream it wirelessly. So then you can buy PC VR games in Steam and play those as well.
What's the advantage of connecting it to the computer then? You said with the Oculus, it's all inside the headset. Why would
if you have a badass
computer?
gaming computer, when you turn this on, the games that are just put in this, even that so you'll have games for this that are also on PC VR, right?
Okay.
If you play the ones that are on this, and a lot of times when you buy them, you get both. But if you play them on this, there's not going to be settings. You put it on, and it's already optimized to play on this. So it's going to play the best it can possibly play. If you have a badass gaming computer and then you turn on the same game, you could tweak the settings. You can make
higher graphics and stuff.
Higher resolution. You'll see a little more effects like smoke, and the lighting effects are going to be better. But
do you play it on the computer, or do you prefer just to have it wireless? Like,
I prefer
you've used
wireless.
it a lot, so yeah. Okay.
I have something called virtual desktop, and when you put on virtual desktop and you launch that, basically I'm just chilling out in a high-rise apartment that I have, looking over like a city, and I got like a fancy computer, TV in front of me, and I could just sit down and go on that computer, and that computer actually becomes my real computer, and I could just launch my Steam games, just pick the one I want, and then wirelessly through your internet connection, you could play the game.
You can play Steam on it?
Yeah, well, I can play all my Steam VR games.
Okay.
So you have
Steam have a lot of VR.
Yes,
games?
because they have their own headset.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Did not know that.
So there's basically three main competitors then, or are they not really as popular as Oculus and the PlayStation VR?
Yeah, I never
I
heard
really
of the Steam one.
I think when Facebook bought it, like they just really, when the Oculus Quest 2 came out, that's really what changed the game. And I think 3 is going to further that, because now what 3 is going to do is it's pushing AR. So not only now do you have VR, you're going to have a lot of AR stuff.
What's
And
AR
what that
mean?
means?
Sorry, I
So
don't know what
imagine this,
terminology
Brad.
means.
Imagine
What's
if
AR?
Imagine if you
VR
walk
is virtual
around-
reality, right?
And AR, I would guess, is like alternate reality. I haven't messed with that stuff too much, but
Alternate reality, yeah.
imagine this. So
Pirate Vision
imagine
R.
imagine a game where you track your entire house, right, Brad?
Okay.
And you have a headset on it and your wife, and then all of a sudden your house turns into like zombies jumping through the windows.
Oh my
But you
goodness.
see your house.
Man, I ain't gonna be going to sleep, man.
That's AR.
Augmented reality. AR.
Yeah, augmented reality. There you go.
reality. Thank you, console fanboy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I knew it was something like that. I
Got
haven't
some-
messed around with that.
got
And a
some
lot of
friends in the
people are
chat.
also using stuff like that for work. Artists, because you
Yeah, I
can
heard
create
that,
things in 3D right in front of yourself, you know?
Uh-huh. What's up,
So, yeah,
Carlo?
some pretty amazing stuff.
I know we forgot to say hi to the chat. What's up, Step Games, Council Boy, Goofy Foot?
What's up,
Hey, Sam,
Steps
Sam.
Gaming? What's
Oh, the hands
happening?
made it. Nice.
She dropped a video today. Did you see that video, Brooklyn? Steps Gaming video.
Not yet.
Okay, Mike.
Fast and Furious 2. It's amazing.
Caro,
I don't know what that is, Brad. I'm a VR
Fast
expert tonight.
The Fast and Furious 2.
and Z. Fast and
It's
Furious.
it's a $600 cardboard arcade that doesn't work right.
Speaking of arcades, once you guys get done saying hi to the chat, if you have the ability to pull this up, I want you guys to see, like, we talk VR, but you know, you guys are retro fans. So
Yeah.
why would VR, this new technology, benefit you? Like, why would you even be interested? I've already seen
Dude,
some people
All
throwing
I
some
know
stuff.
is can
in
I
the
play
chat room
Atari,
that I
can
know
play
would blow
Atari
your guys' minds.
2600 games in there in that VR.
But there's something new.
Can I
It's
play
not
some
an
arcade
official
games? Can I go walk through an arcade in VR?
Yeah, well, if you can pull up this link, I'm going to show you how you can build your dream arcade
No way.
inside VR, whatever game you want, and you can walk around in your arcade, walk up to any machine you want. It will look exactly like the real thing. And there'll be people walking around, there'll be music playing.
I want people
It's
walking
still
around.
and it's still early in development, but it's pretty impressive at where it is. So if you guys say hi, and then if you can pull it up, I'll tell you what it's called, and you can check out a little video of it.
Shout out to Goofy Foot. Good to see you. If you want to try it out, Brad, start with the Quest 2. You can get them for cheap everywhere. Okay.
I'm telling everyone, wait for Quest 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's
coming out
my
soon?
opinion. It's coming soon.
How far out is Quest 3? Like, what's going to be the
before
difference?
before the end of this year.
Christmas.
The
time?
difference is it's going to be the size of a pair of ski goggles.
Mhm.
It's going to be now twice as powerful as the Meta Quest 2. It's going to have what I told you, the pancake lenses, which makes it way easier. The sweet spot, as they call it in VR, where you know, to get the best visuals, is way more increased with these pancake lenses.
Okay.
I hear they're amazing.
When did Quest 2 come out? Didn't it just come out like last year?
Man, it's been like, I would say it's over 2 years already.
Already?
Because
Damn,
I remember
when it came out. Man.
my excitement hearing about it and pre-ordering it. So I was just like counting down the days for it to come out.
I mean,
Yeah,
once
Quest
again,
3.
just going back to your channel and watching you play some of the games, I know one of the games I was really impressed with, it was almost like playing Dungeons and Dragons, but it looked
Yes.
like you were inside the game moving the pieces.
I got a clip of that.
Yeah,
That was
sure.
amazing.
That's
You have a
called
clip of
Demio.
that game? That game's amazing.
Where'd I
So
get that?
while he looks for the clip, Demio first got it a while
there.
back when it came out on the Quest 2, but never had the opportunity to really play it with anybody. And you know, with all the friends that I've made, there it is.
So you can take like what 5 damage before it actually.
Yeah, so you hear
there's
Nick's,
Jeff. I hear Jeff. Yeah.
You don't want to keep the
and,
volume on?
Rat King.
kevgret should be in there.
Charge.
Okay.
Dude, that is sweet.
And we're gonna be.
That's not
supporting
Darth
you.
Vader. That's kevgret.
Like,
Got it.
yeah, because I'm the.
That would be
archer.
me. That would be
So
me,
Brooklyn still
unfortunately.
needs to pick his character.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'll probably be
choose
having a panic attack.
Urak, that girl that has that little like dog that attacks with her.
Well, look like you
So
guys
we're
down
planning
there.
out
three
our
of us going
strategy
in.
before we enter the
Kev,
dungeon.
do you have your room
Yo.
set where you can see us like you're down in like the 80s basement and everything?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it looks like we're in a basement. I can see you guys are like masks.
Yeah. Now, do you,
It's like pitch black.
now, Kev,
like
do you know how
Stranger
to zoom into
Things.
the table?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I
Yeah.
have a problem with there's like blinders on when I zoom in. I'm trying to turn them off. Is that
You have,
like? Can
you have, yes, you can. You have to go into your settings and turn off the
Got it.
They turn those on for the
Yeah, like
newbies
they
so
do
they don't
that for
get
people that are
nauseous.
new
But
to VR.
Kev's been playing for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, I got it. Though. Look, I'm already zooming in. I'm going in here to the.
All right, I'm selecting my character. By the way,
Yeah, I just saw that somebody moved their character.
Dude, we had an epic
By the way,
battle that
like
night,
you're-
but we
are
lost.
we are
in the
live
end.
here on YouTube.
Rat
What's
King
up?
took us
Anyone
out.
stopping in to watch?
So here's the difference between our. We got this board game in
Where-
front of us, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons,
Let's
but
see your head.
I'm controlling the stream, so
coming
I
in
want to
here.
give the viewers the best possible
So,
view.
I see some.
So I can pull myself right down
So
into the
right here,
table
right here,
anywhere
right
I
here.
want.
Okay.
So is Kev gonna be?
How's it going?
All right, I'm right here.
Cool, Kev.
Tell me where I got.
What are those things?
We-
Are those like
Kev, we're
glasses?
cool.
What is that?
This-
That's
you're gonna
Kev
choose- you're
Gret
gonna
wearing it.
use your
That's his
character when
character.
Yeah, wave.
That's his character waving.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can win other costumes and things
Okay.
as you
Hey,
progress in
Kev,
the
are you
game.
the archer or are you the warrior?
I'm the warrior.
So yeah, we can actually pick up the pieces
cool.
with our hand and place them, and it's
Kev, if you
it's
wanna
like
take a
playing
minute to go
Dungeons
into
and
your settings and
Dragons,
turn off that
but
vignette when
everything
you
comes
zoom
to
in.
life in front of
Go
you.
ahead.
I did.
Like,
I did.
Cool.
It's
when
all
you're
good.
down there in the
Alright, so let's
dungeons.
go. So it looks like
couple-
So when you squeeze, when you use your thumb and your index
Nick
finger,
goes
that's like
open
the
the door.
pinch.
Yep.
Okay, pretty amazing.
So does he
Yeah, I
get
can
one?
Very natural when you're in
I'm gonna
VR.
grab this gold here.
he gets to
Now,
move
one
again.
thing I found out with this game that I didn't even know, but someone told me you could even play this game with people with VR, without VR.
Yeah, go get that gold. Get
I didn't
that
know
gold.
that.
Yeah, I heard that they have a version of this game outside of VR. I've never tried that.
That's
Alright.
sweet.
Well, we're also playing crossplay because
Uh,
I'm on the PlayStation VR 2. Kevgret's on PlayStation VR 2. Nick's was on
I'm gonna probably
Oculus 2.
just go into
Well,
this
But
we
room.
got
we're allowed to
crossplay,
play
too.
crossplay.
Okay.
Now, can you cross play with the Steam one too?
Monster stuff.
Wait, is that your
You know what?
animal
I've
Brooklyn,
only
your
seen
little cheetah or
Oculus.
whatever?
That is
But
mine.
it could just
That's why I
that could be
selected her,
because I don't know anyone that has it. That's
Three of
you
us
know, it's
go
not
in
as
there.
mainstream of a headset.
yeah, yeah. Well, the PSVR is a pretty expensive
His mic was cranking,
entry
so-
point because you need the PS5 and the headset, huh?
No, your mic was loud.
Yeah,
It's like what, $1,200?
Well, it's not like I went out and got both. I've had
I know
the
you get a
PlayStation 5 since day
5
one,
to play the games on it anyway, but
and I've been
Because we were
waiting
so close
and
to the
waiting
mics, we sound
for
like
them
Darth
to
Vader
finally
when
come
we're
out with the
breathing.
PSVR 2.
Yeah, a long time when waiting. I know. How much is the
attacking?
VR2 for PlayStation?
It was about
Nick,
for the bundle I
is that your
got
new dice from the last
$550.
time we played?
okay.
With
Yeah, that's
Horizon
the
Call
most
of the Mountain, the game that you saw me
So you
playing
can
on
attack
Saturday.
That game looks like if I got the PlayStation, I would have to have that.
And that's
That
a
would be
full
like-
price. That's like a $70 game.
That would be a must-have game. That game was amazing. Like that made me want to get one when I saw you playing.
That
it.
game
It
is
looked
that
amazing.
game. The way I can explain it, it's kind of like being on a Disney ride. You know?
Yeah, it's amazing. Really cool.
I can make it say all kinds of inappropriate things.
Yeah, I got a couple of that too.
I'll move home from work.
So
And
why I'm favoring
this talking is because so you can hear what the chat is saying. while
Yes,
you're streaming it.
and
That's
I was
what
this is
we're
what I was
hearing.
just about to say. Why I'm favoring
if you turn
PlayStation
your
VR
right
2 so
hand or
much now,
left
not
hand
only
to
because the
control your
visuals
card,
of everything
and you
are better,
could
and
also
in, even in the
use
same
those.
games that I have on the Quest,
I-
but the ease to stream things on YouTube and be able to share it with other people, even if it's a few people popping in. It's just I've always wanted people to get to kind of experience what I'm
What it's
talking about,
like.
because I always think when people think VR, they're thinking like you put it on and it's some goofy things, like they don't realize how far the VR has come and how amazing it is and all the different things you could do. I mean, you pretty much do anything, right? It just matters how creative the developers want to be.
And the graphics nowadays, because I've seen some like early VR stuff. The graphics, man, are just incredible now.
Yeah. Early on, they had some pretty amazing stuff, but it more showed you what the future can be. You couldn't actually play it, but you could be in the middle of it and watch it, like some
Like
crazy.
how
video
would you
game action sequences.
stream this with the Oculus? You said the PSVR is a lot easier to stream.
That's why I use this, because straight up, like, all right, in the PlayStation VR 2, right? I basically, in VR, I press a button and it brings up and it just goes to streaming. Goes streaming, I type in, or I just say what I want the stream to be called, and I hit start streaming. Turn on the options of having your mic on, turn on the options of hearing the people in the chat room.
Okay.
and you're ready to go. And
So
it
you can-
streams.
you can
and
stream
I can
it
stream
directly
in
to YouTube.
1080p at 60 frames per second.
Directly to YouTube.
Yeah. On the Oculus, that's where I always had so much issue. There's so much more that goes into it. You basically have to stream your Oculus to a web page, right? And then you have to kind of like take that web page and add it as the video source and add so it's way
A lot
more wonky
complicated.
and
a lot
it's
more complicated.
Yeah, a
It
lot more
sounds like.
complicated.
and it's not as good. You don't get nearly as good quality of streaming. This thing is simple. So
Doesn't sound like it's much different than streaming from your PlayStation.
dude, it's as easy as that.
It sounds like
you basically
It's awesome.
press a button and it's ready to go.
That's crazy.
Of course, so you got to think. Of course, Quest. What do you think they do? They make it easier to stream to Facebook.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. 'cause
I'm.
Facebook-
I mean, I have Facebook,
they
but
owned
I'm
by
not a
Facebook?
Facebook streamer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
they
They
make it
rather
easier.
you
for that.
stream to Facebook than YouTube
Then to YouTube.
because Meta.
PlayStation, since it's a true gaming platform and so many people use it to stream stuff, they make it simple to stream to YouTube and probably Twitch. But I'm a YouTuber, so that's where I stream.
That's
Cool.
true. Steps gaming. I don't need to pay $125 a day at Disney or Universal. I can pretend I'm there with VR.
Steps
Yep.
literally, like when
Yeah.
I first started getting into VR, I was like, what is the point of going to any more theme parks anymore? I literally have one right in my house anytime I want.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much where it's
All
at.
them rides, like the Spider-Man ride, you wear the goggles, or the Transformers ride at
Brad,
Universal.
I'm telling you, I go to some of these places and it's not as good.
Yeah.
Even like some of the outside stuff where they do VR, it's not as good. That's more for like people that have never tried it before. And
They got them.
what you can do in your own home at this point is just ridiculous. You literally forget where you're at.
Yeah, it looks like the Oculus 2 is pretty popular. If you're not that worried about streaming it, it looks like it's a pretty good system that people like.
Well, why I would
It's
say
cheaper too,
any of
huh?
my friends don't have to worry
$300
about
for
streaming
everything.
it is because all the major stuff now is crossplay. So you guys can get the Quest 3. It's way easier for you, right? And you can do a lot more with it. But I can also add you in games like this. We can have 4 people around the board, one person controlling a character.
Yeah.
And you need it in this game.
Like you could hear all the other people. You could hear kevgret and Nick's on
Correct.
your headset.
So let me explain the difference about playing multiplayer VR compared to playing multiplayer anything else that we do. When you play like a multiplayer game, it's fun playing with other people,
Yeah.
and you go through the game. When you play VR multiplayer,
It's like they're there.
it's like you're with each other.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
like
same
you're in
space.
the arcade next to each other
Yeah, I
playing.
can see that. Yeah.
That would be cool.
It's like you're standing next to each other playing golf. So
Yeah.
it's
Brooklyn, you know the amount of FOMO you're giving me watching this.
they even have
It's
some that
almost like
when
I gotta get one.
they
now.
even have some like if you're hanging out with someone and you slap hands, you feel the vibration in your hand.
cool.
That's pretty
So
cool.
yeah, it's really cool.
That is cool.
So
Now,
this
this
would
game
be
is basically Dungeons and Dragons, almost like a
Yes.
board game. But there are action games too you can play. This is
correct, but this would be great for somebody who's new to VR because you don't want to like start jumping into the crazy stuff right away because
Yeah.
that's where you might,
Do they have
fall
sickness
over
you can
or-
get from VR? Like you can
yeah.
get
The
sick from playing?
reason why that
Dizzy and
happens,
stuff?
I've never gotten dizzy.
Oh.
I can see some people do.
Oh,
Yeah,
Richie's plank experience is what you show new people. So I have a story about that. I have that. I saw your question earlier. It's not on PSVR 2. That's more something for Quest. It's more of simple graphics. So what Richie's plank experience does is to really set it up. You're supposed to set up a plank on the floor in your house, right? And you make people stand in front of it. Put the VR set in. It takes them in an elevator all the way up, like 150, 200 stories up on some
I would get
ridiculous
so
building.
sick.
And then the plank is in
down.
front of you. And then you have to walk out
Oh my
on the
goodness.
plank all the way
No
to the
way.
end.
Oh man, I think my
Dude,
stomach would start churning.
that's where people start to almost fall.
Oh.
You know,
That'd be pretty cool.
yeah, that freaked everybody out. And what's cool is like I've been doing VR so long. I was like, could I jump off the plank? And yeah, you can jump. And when you hit the ground, everything goes white.
Oh.
Nice.
And then they have some other stuff like in the elevator. Like if you could find, you hit these buttons and all of a sudden spiders start coming out.
So the sense of falling is probably pretty real.
Yes.
Since all your senses, your hands are engaged, your body's engaged.
Now, if you watched it on a flat video, like you're showing this game here, you'd be like, oh, that looks silly.
Yeah.
But try it in VR and then tell me.
Yeah. Totally different, I imagine.
You'll see grown man trembling.
Brad be trembling over there.
I'm telling you, the height. Some of these games, the heights even get me. They screw with you a lot in VR.
Yeah, and I noticed
heights.
that launch game. It's very much about height. I mean, you're on a cliff. You're
Well,
using
it's
your
called
hands.
a mountain,
and you're like
so
you're like mountain climbing. Basically, you're mountain climbing with a great video game backdrop.
mhm. There's a great game on the Quest called The Climb, and then they even stepped up even more with The Climb too. It's almost like a sports game because you're actually almost kind of exercising when you play it, but it's all about climbing mountains. And I'm telling you, dude, like you feel it when you're hugging like a cliff and you're putting your fingers in these little holes to try to pull yourself up higher, and you got to keep your fingers powdered or you start slipping. And then they added in the second one the element of skyscrapers. Oh man, dude. It's just nuts like what they make you do. Yeah, so this would definitely be great for starters, and it's also great with friends.
Link is the best.
I had like I said, I had this game since it came out, and I'm re-experiencing it now for the first time, finally getting to play, because I was always playing where I was controlling every character myself, because I'm not the type that just enjoys going into a random
This is the kind of thing you want to play these games with your friends, people that are not going to get squirrely and bail out, And this is an iiRcade show, but like that's one of the things I like about our community. Like if I want to play a game, I have friends I can call up. I don't have to worry about them quitting the game halfway through. You're going to play the game with me, and we have that trust. Whereas when you play with just random people, I mean, there's nothing worse than getting deep into a game and people just give up. Like I used to play World of Warcraft, and that would happen sometimes. You get halfway through like a dungeon or something, people are like, "Oh well, gotta go. I'm eating dinner." It's like the dragon's killing us. What are you doing? And they just that's I think like I could see playing this with friends.
Yeah. So you see on the actual side of the board, you got my room code that I get. So if you enter in that code, you can just jump into the game if there was a space available.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
I love anything
grabbing the cards.
Anything to do with rolling dice and different cards that do different powers. Like that's it. Well, you just need to put that in the game and you won me over.
I mean, yeah, I could see a board gamer, someone that likes real board games, loving this.
Yeah. Dude, like what you're seeing here, I'm telling you, it's not even close to what you can imagine like when you're playing it in VR. Everything's coming to life all around you. You got the room behind you. I'm just zooming in a lot to make it easier for the people watching to see it.
Do you wear headphones when you play this?
Yes, I wear 3D Pulse headphones.
Are the headphones built into the headset, or is it something separate?
No, on the PSVR 2. So on this one, yeah.
How do you hear stuff? Like that's on your head.
Dude, on this one, they got sound built right in, and it's actually really good. But it's still always better. Plug in a pair. I can even plug these in
like
studio headphones into this.
Or headphones, okay.
Or earbuds.
I didn't know.
Yeah, just plug in right here.
Okay, it's a headphone.
So those don't have headphones then. Anyway.
These do. If I turn this on right now, you'll hear sound come out. You can't even see them; they're hidden.
I don't see them.
These have their own. Yeah, you don't see them, but it has actually pretty decent sound.
Okay.
If you just don't want to wear a headset, but wearing a headset and having everything where you're completely immersed in it it just really.
I think the experiences look really cool. Like there was
makes the-
another
yeah, the
time
whole
I was
experience of
watching
VR
you
that much better.
stream. You're streaming VR and you were playing something that looked like almost like a shmup or a shooter, but you were
Mhm.
actually inside the shmup.
Yes.
You were like actually in it.
Yeah.
What was that game called? That looks like a game I'd have to play. It's the one where it was like you were shooting different things.
Yeah. So there's the one of them I have is it kind of has like a Minecraft looking game where you're
Yeah.
holding a plane.
Mhm.
So think about it like this, Brad. Like
I don't know that one.
this hand, I'm holding my thing to like grab my power ups, and this hand is my plane, and I'm doing this in my room, and
Yeah.
I'm ducking. So you're holding your plane in your hand, and they do like bullet hell stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was
it's
seeing.
like you're doing it.
Cool.
It's like you're doing aerobics, and now you probably think you look super cool in VR.
Oh
like,
my God. I
like
can
you're
only
like John
imagine how
Wick.
dorky you
But
look.
if somebody videoed you, you
Yeah,
probably
you'd
look like
probably
a
be
complete
laughing
fool.
at yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up to die for?
But you feel cool while you're inside doing it.
Hobby Hand says he likes the nature stuff, nice and calming.
Yeah, I mean they have they have
Yeah.
they have stuff that's just to meditate and chill out. I
yeah.
like sometimes just hanging out in my when you turn on the Quest, you got your little home spaces. Like the PlayStation VR 2, you turn it on and you see your PlayStation menu that you'd see on your TV. It's just like on a 100-inch screen in front of you. And you go to the game that you want. In this, you have all different little places that you can hang out. You can be in like a winter setting. You can be in the future. You can be in space. You can be in out in the country.
Console Fanboy says porn is great in the Oculus Quest.
I've in all the years I've had VR, I have never done that.
They say that
surfing
pornography though has always pushed technology, like computers and stuff. Like people that have studied the internet say that really, whether you realize it or not. I mean, there is a benefit, like with people, technology moving forward. We can drop that subject, but
yeah, I mean, I'm aware that it's there, but I've just never personally tried it. Wink, wink. No, I'm kidding. I really haven't.
About it. He's like,
just don't put a black light on that VR headset. So what's up? We got to die for in here.
Put a black light on Console Fanboys
like
VR
a
set. It
mother.
looks like
yeah.
arcade
Die
carpet.
for.
I don't think you want to use Council Fanboys VR.
Yeah, it's a little sticky. It's a little sticky.
Here, Brad, we'll give it. I do have a black light in here. Look.
Okay.
Perfectly.
Yeah. Sure, yours is fine. I mean,
Yes.
you're a happily married man.
How the hell did it get inside on the lenses? What the?
How'd it get there?
Shout out to Hobby Hands. Thank you for
Console
stopping
Fanboy
by
at my
last
house.
night,
What
too.
the hell's going on?
Yeah, Council Fanboy wanted you to tell Brad about, what was it? Space Pirate Trainer.
That's an older one. Never played that one too much, but that was like an earlier game that was pretty popular. It seemed like you were jumping on these different platforms that were flying, like shooting at stuff. But like stuff has come really far since that one. But that was a popular
Yeah, and that's
title.
the thing. That's the thing.
back
The
in, like,
technology.
Rift
The
days.
technology is like, I would have probably been blown away by the first version of this, but now it's on like this. You said the Oculus is the second generation, right? The second version, but they're coming out with a third version soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Around Christmas, it sounds like.
Can you?
But it doesn't
Guys,
sound like it's that
can one of
expensive.
you
You said
pull up
like
a video?
$300 is not that much, really.
Well, I'm not.
I always thought to get into VR, we were talking about thousands of dollars.
No, not at all.
How expensive are the games to buy? Are they like iiRcade
They're
games?
not.
Are they
They're not. Yeah,
like
they're
$12 and under
but
mostly?
say just like that, you're gonna have good quality, and then you're gonna have a bunch of developers that just put out a bunch of nonsense. And I hate that.
You're
when
gonna have Operation Thunderbolt and Escape from Popo. I mean,
Well,
you can have
Brad,
whole range, right?
Well, Brad,
I mean,
I got the fantastic news that we're gonna have the brand new Operation Wolf that's coming out supposedly next month
that will be cool.
in full VR.
Really?
So I'll be playing through that. I want definitely while I'm here today.
I'm a
talking
huge
about
Operation
VR,
Wolf fan now. I love that game series. It's great.
I've seen people playing the original Operation Wolf. There's a whole like community of people, especially through the PC, where they take all kinds of games that aren't
Retro
in VR
games
that they
too.
want, and they work really hard on them. I'm not into that as much. Like
Yeah.
I don't get. I'm just more like I like to just buy the game and play it. Sometimes I mess around. I do what's called like side quests, like side loading stuff into it. But yeah, you can. There's lots of fun things you can do with this stuff. Lots of really great stuff that you can do for free when you start hooking it to a computer and side loading games. There's like all communities around that.
Yeah.
I mostly just wait for the titles I want to come out and just buy them.
Didn't I hear Call of Duty or something's coming to VR?
It wouldn't surprise me now with the,
I heard
especially
that.
with the PlayStation VR 2. But you already have some really cool stuff like that. Like you have Pavlov, which has been out for a long time, but I was hearing such great things about it for the PSVR 2. I had to just
Now that
try
was
it.
the first
And
person
we had-
shooter you were playing. It was like in a
Yes.
prison and you were running around like
It
inside
has
a prison.
all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That
prison,
looked
the
pretty cool.
World War II settings. Dude, it's terrifying, Brad. Like
that reminded
it's
me
not
of
even
like,
meant to be a scary game, but
oh,
it's so intense. Like you're hiding and you're trying to find a place where someone can't sneak up behind you, you know, and just blast you. So that was an intense one. And they make every gun in that game, every gun reloads exactly like that gun would in real life. And
Which is
I don't know how to load guns apparently because
oh, you got to load the gun yourself?
you have to load the gun
you
yourself.
kidding? Wow.
Nice.
I'd be in trouble there.
And that game is just like, here it is. Here's a toy box of all insane weapons. Have fun. It's no like level
No-
up
no
and now you
hand-holding.
earn this gun and you finally
Yeah.
open this. You just go in. They give you
Here you go.
access to everything
Yeah.
and have at it. Yeah.
Not a bunch of microtransactions to boost your character where you have an advantage.
No,
like some of
none
these
of
games,
that.
like you have to literally buy your way into being able to
Yeah.
play them. But you know, whenever I play those first-person shooters, though, I am so terrible at them. I just like I'm getting killed left and right. That kind of
It didn't matter. It
fun.
was me. I was in there with kevgret and I had a ball because that's really not my style either. So
Yeah.
I never in
People are
all the
so
time
good
had
at those
VR
games.
bought
They live
any
on
of
those
those,
first-person shooter games.
you know, warfare type games because I don't want to play them with people I don't know.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Could you guys pull up? It's called Age of Joy, version 0.3. It's called a retro arcade. This is something. It's not. This is something that people are working on, and I hear it's come a long way. This is one where this is free. You could sideload this, and you can build your own custom arcade. You can keep adding all these cabinets. Supposedly, if you join their Discord, they have exclusive ones in there, but they're all real cabinets. And when you're in VR, they are to scale, and you could just walk up and play any one of the games you want. So let's see if T can find a video.
Ah, found it. At least I
Yeah,
found
pop-
one. Let's see. Open it up.
Yeah, pull that video up. Change my place. with the
007 VR a thing.
Is this it? Yeah. It's a
video.
little-
Yeah. No, that's it. So yeah, play that. Let's just check it out.
Age of Joy games.
Just watch this. Now remember, this is very early, but watch what they're doing with this.
Defender. Oh my goodness. Let me play that
Pushing
one.
machine.
That's it. Stop. I'm good.
Just
I
watch
need
it.
this.
You could,
Defender.
and every time you add more arcades, it builds more rooms for you to go into.
You
This
can
is
go
so
play 'em?
cool. Look
Just
at that.
watch.
You can go play them.
Yeah, you walk up, you can play any
They
one of
work?
them. Yeah, they work. It's the game. It's probably they're
awesome,
probably
man.
just taking emulated games, but they
MAME,
built
yeah,
it into
like
VR
MAME,
with
like
the
a MAME
cabinets.
build. Stargate.
Yeah, let's just watch the whole video. I haven't even seen the whole thing yet.
I don't know how it would play using those type of controllers, like those kind of VR controllers, but Still
You'd
pretty
be
cool.
very surprised. So
Oh.
here he's walking up to this one.
Juno first, yeah.
Let's see if he starts it up.
Konami. This is cool,
There
yeah.
you go. He's playing it.
You're playing it.
Now,
Like
if you
you're
were
looking at
standing
it.
there, that would look like it's in front of you.
Okay. It's like you're looking down at the screen.
Yeah. And there's no price on this.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Uh,
You know, this is just something that people
Oh.
are working on.
working on.
have the love for this kind of stuff.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and
You
it's
got
like
neon lights and all that.
the cabinets will just morph in.
Moon Patrol, Tron. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Moon Patrol, like on the iiRcade.
And basically, yeah, you could just go on and they just have all the cabinets.
Kind of
And
like you can
just-
see it's kind of like loading in. It says Agent.
Yeah, it's
One,
still
then
very
it's
early
the,
in development, but you can see
what's the
what
cab of
they're
Joust?
shooting for.
There's a good
right
game.
now.
There's a classic. Yeah, love me some Joust.
And I would assume
Great
that's why if you start adding a bunch of cabinets, they make more rooms because so they could, so the graphics have time. Like if you have like too many in one room, there'd be a lot of them popping up. But isn't that cool, Brian?
That's awesome. Yeah. And some Metal Slug.
I'm gonna want you to show another video
A
after this,
PD7.
okay? Look, it's just probably playing
It's
through
like you're
emulation.
playing- yeah, it's like playing MAME.
But they just have the actual cabinets around it.
That's cool.
I've played actual arcade games. They like to throw them in, like in games, and you can walk up to them and mess with them.
Don't they have like a Robotron game in that game that you play a lot? Like the one
Yeah.
that's like
After the Fall.
After the Fall. That's a good looking game.
How the hell did I get myself?
Is that on the Oculus too? Or is that a PSVR only one?
This right here,
the After the Fall game that you were playing.
yeah, it's on both, but it's way better on the PlayStation VR 2. The graphics,
Graphics can
fidelity,
because you're using a PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine they could scale everything up a lot.
You just have like people walking around
It's pretty cool.
to the machines.
It's like
Hey, look, there's Retro Ralph over there. It'd be funny if you could put people in the game.
They did it. Well, you see the people just hanging
Up on.
around. That's
Yeah,
something
they
that I
need to
heard
make
is
it where
pretty
you can
new.
put real people in there.
I imagine
Yeah.
making like multiplayer.
What
where,
would really be fun is like
friends
if
can
you
hang
can
out.
walk around and invite people into your arcade and have your
Yeah.
friends come hang out and play some
Yeah.
games
Cool.
together.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And all the stuff you can do with avatars and stuff, that'd be pretty funny.
Look, they got like pictures like you could design.
Dressed up like a space.
Do something similar like this. People that have VR,
all kind of crazy
the
stuff.
Star Wars pinball in
Uh-huh.
VR, you basically have your own little Star Wars hangout, and as you accomplish things in the pinball machines, you win new decorations that you can then, put up in your room. Pinball is amazing in VR.
Yeah. Avi Han says, "Where's the Pac-Man? The Pac-Man one-up stick?" You know what I'm saying? I love real arcades.
Brad's would be empty. It would just have an iiRcade in it.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
all.
what's
it would
up,
have, just an
PD7?
arcade. No, actually, it would have Brooklyn. It would have 4 iiRcades.
Reminds me of Ready Player One, the book version.
It's cool though, man. Look, man, people running out of space nowadays. Build yourself
Yeah,
your
yeah.
own virtual arcade and add any machine that you want.
That is a cool.
And
This
walk
is
around, walk up and play anyone you want.
a lot cheaper too. A lot cheaper.
How you doing, PD7?
Well, this is the price of free, Brad.
Price of free.
Like I said, these are people just
Free.
doing this.
Look at there's a,
So
there's
this
a-
you could
there's
do
a
on
corn
Quest, but
machine
this is
over
where
there, a corn
you'd be
machine.
hooked to your computer. Look, they got
We
Strider.
got Strider. Some more Neo Geos.
Yeah, I would assume that these people are taking the time to recreate all these cabinets.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Here's one I want you to look up. Pixel Ripped. Pixel Ripped is a series that I highly recommend to anyone
Pixel Ripped.
that's a
Okay.
retro gamer.
Yeah.
You
I'm sure I
have,
would like
and
that
I'm
if it's
super
retro.
excited for the third chapter coming out. I want you to show this video where they actually take you back into the late 70s, and you're hired as a developer for this new company called Atari.
No way.
Yeah.
Atari.
And you have to go in. You created something that allows you to go into the game to fix the bugs in the game.
Wow.
So you're going to actually go inside.
Okay, I got this.
Look up Pixel Rip. I think it's 1978. I played through 90 Pixel Rip. I think it's 95. I love that game. And then they have another Pixel Rip, the first one, where you're like in school and you're having to save the universe by playing a game in school, but the teacher keeps catching you, so you have to cause distractions.
Is that
while
the
you're
game
in
where there was
class.
like the car chase and you were like shooting stuff from in the backseat of the car?
That's the second one, yeah.
That game looked
one.
fire. Yeah, I mean,
How did I do this?
and that's
What
the
did I do
thing.
myself?
Like, if you're interested in the VR games, you've got a lot of good streams where you actually show off gameplay, where you can get a feel for like what the games are like.
Yeah. I'm hoping when the new Pixel Rip comes out that they release the other ones so I can play through them on the PlayStation VR 2 and show them off to people that don't have VR.
Okay, what did I do myself here? How did I do this?
What'd you do there?
I have no idea, man. I see what happened. Okay, I'm back.
Can you find the Pixel Rip or
Pixel, what's it called? Pixel what?
the new one? It's not out yet. Find the
Rip.
trailer for Pixel Rip, the 1978, I think it is.
1978.
Yeah, that's the new one coming out.
Oh, there it is. Announcement trailer.
Checked out this trailer, Brad. Brad, you need to have VR before this game comes out.
I needed. It's like, but should I hold off for the 3 or get
Yes.
the 2?
No, hold off for the 3.
Hold off for the 3.
Yeah,
Now I
trust
want
me.
it. Like, I'm ready to go buy one now.
The 2 you would love it, but what the 3 you're gonna be future proof for a while.
For a little
Just
while.
watch this trailer, Brad.
That's true.
Okay, I'm watching.
Pump up the volume there, T.
Picture of 1978.
Yeah.
My name is Barbara, but you can call me Bug. I just started a new job at this
Atari
place
26.
called Atari.
The 2600. What?
I'm working on this cool new thing called video games.
Atari
Feels like
2600.
It's really gonna catch on.
Blowing in the cartridge.
Being this year's best
Missile
seller.
commands.
Video game company stacked up to Atari.
I'm building a
What?
brand new thing. Oh, and this is Dot. I created her. Isn't she rad?
Travel back in
She's a
time.
little rough around the edges. Glitches, broken code, stuff like that. It's not all fun and games being a programmer. So I invented this nifty device that allows me to go into the game. You know, hatch things up from the inside.
Whoa, that
It's like
looks
Tron.
cool. Like Tron. It's Tron. Oh yeah, this looks badass.
Good thing I've got Dot because sometimes the bugs can be a real problem.
What?
Repair.
Air Atari graphics. Crystal
Yar's
Castles. No, it has Yar's Revenge. I love
Yeah, you're
Yar's
gonna be
Revenge.
inside Yar's Revenge though.
Oh boy, yeah, this will be something I would dig. I love Yar's Revenge.
Looks like I've got my work cut out for me. Good thing it's 1978 and this technology is on the cutting edge.
So excited for that one.
That's so cool. It's coming soon. All of them.
Yep.
Don't need to see the commercials.
Oh, we're gonna watching Grease.
I know. Damn commercial.
Yeah, so they're taking you back even further this time.
Man, that's crazy. That's awesome.
I have to almost play through Pixel Rip, the second one, 95 or 97 again. Like they screw with your head so much in that game. That's a game that you can only do in VR. It's not possible to do what they did in just a regular video game that you would play on the screen.
Pull up
They
Space
screw with
Pirate
your head in
Trainer.
that. That's an old one.
He's Council fanboy says it's kind of like
So it's good.
Space Invaders.
Space Pirate
Space
Trainer.
Pirate Trainer. Oh, I know. Space Pirate Trainer is one of the originals. That's where you stand, and all the stuff is coming at you. It's a wave shooter. I know the game. I was talking about a different game when he mentioned it. That game's amazing. I have that.
What's up,
that's
Phil?
a cool one. And you basically have a shield and different guns, and you're basically standing almost. It's like being inside an old arcade machine.
Oh, okay. Space Pirate Trainer.
It's a classic. It still holds up. That's one of those VR games that's going to be
early VR game.
Pop that on. It's early, but it holds up.
Here's a trailer.
But PSVR 2 today is a huge day for that because Walkabout Mini Golf came out today. One of the best VR games ever made.
Yeah, and golf is kind of like I'm just chilling sport. You know what I mean? Like you're just like chilling with people when you're playing golf. You know. That looks crazy.
Oh, see, I was talking about a different game. I didn't play this one.
It's Space Pirate Trainer.
That's not the right game.
So there must be a couple different.
I think he's talking about the one that you just stand in one place.
Console fanboy said that's not it. Wrong video.
That was Space Pirate Trainer. I don't know what the other one's called. Can't be two of them. Space Pirate Trainer. That's what that one said there, didn't it?
Hey, what's happening, Biggie D? Biggie D is in the chat.
Okay, that's Space Pirate Trainer DX, I guess.
Congratulating his steps on her great review of the Fast and Furious from Arcade 1UP. I'll tell you who does have a good, legitimate, real review is PD7. He had a good review. I watched his. It was excellent. Good job, PD7.
See, what ruined any kind of future car games for me was playing Gran Turismo 7 in VR.
Yeah, I got
absolutely ridiculous.
I got Rush 2049 on the Dreamcast behind me.
Maybe this is it here.
Love me
the
some
game he's talking
Dreamcast.
about, you just stand in one place.
This look like it?
Yeah, that's it. See, and everything's in front of you. It's a
Oh,
wave
okay,
shooter.
that looks cool.
It is. It's really good. It's hard too. You got to use strategy in this one.
Yeah, it's literally like a shooter, like a shmup.
Yep.
Like a
That's pretty cool.
But more like it's in front of you. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
So I know T, you're a big Star Wars fan, and that's another reason for VR. You have the whole Vader Immortal series. It's a 3-part series. You have Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, which is kind of like a whole separate Star Wars story, and that's one that they just remastered. I think that's more based off of the whole new Disney park, like that Star Wars type world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of fun though.
I bet it's fun.
The Disney Star Wars is cool. It still baffles me why they didn't just make it the original trilogy, like Tatooine or whatever. I mean, they went with that original world for it, which I don't think they needed it. I think it would have been more nostalgic.
He would be great to he would like the pinball, because if you're new to VR, that's kind of easy for you to navigate and just walk up and play pinball. So that would kind of like fulfill his retro needs.
Yeah,
but
check this out though. This
Star
Rush
Wars needs, because you can
2049.
collect.
This Rush 2049 on the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, this looks as good as Fast as Furious. I just played this earlier. Look at it. I mean, I got that one right now.
Biggie D.
And you know, it's also a lot of fun in VR. third person perspective games. Like, so everything doesn't always have to be where it's you walking around.
Right.
They have games where you are maybe like a massive god and you're controlling your character, and it's almost like you're looking at this world in front of you come to life, and the character will look up at you, and sometimes you need to help by, you know, moving things, but you're also controlling the little character. So they have stuff like that. Absolutely amazing. And honestly, some of the best stuff in VR. The games where you just control. And Console Fanboy hit it. Yes, Moss. Moss is amazing. Puzzle games in VR, some of the most fun you'll have. Like, they're just like screw with your head.
Yeah, it was funny. You were playing that game, that PS2 VR game where you're climbing the mountain, fighting the monsters. What's that one called? Horizons.
Horizon.
So right in the middle of it's
Mountain.
like there's like a rock puzzle.
Yeah.
Like you're fooling around with it for like 10 minutes. You're like, screw this rock puzzle. You just like kept on going. You're like, after a while, you were like, this is
Just
enough
knocked
playing
all the
with these
rocks
rocks. You threw them off the mountain. That was funny. I was watching, and that's the thing. A lot of times I'll put like arcade, like, you know, I watch pretty much everything. A lot of times when I'm doing stuff, I'll just have it on in the background, you know. And I like watching all the streams. So,
dude, this Saturday is going to be fun. I already got it.
A lot of times
up.
when you're, I mean, that I'll watch it kind of passively. You know, I'll be doing something, but you'll be on. You know,
we're starting our golf tournament this week. So anyone that wants to be involved, if you have a Meta Quest 2 or
What's up, Julian?
PlayStation VR 2, it's going down because Walkabout Mini Golf came out today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's all ready to go. I got every course. I got my little avatar all ready to go.
Okay.
Sure, kevgret picked it up. So yeah, look forward to lots
Saturday
of us
night.
hanging out. Yeah, we're
Saturday
gonna be
night. You're gonna be streaming,
hanging out,
Friday
just
night,
kicking it together, playing some golf.
If you don't know who Brooklyn Menace is, he does a show called the Friday Night Arcade Show on Friday nights,
Which is almost
tomorrow. Yeah,
24 hours right now.
Yeah,
10:35.
I haven't even
Brooklyn
started
and me,
to work on it yet.
Yeah, we're basically 3 days in a row.
What's up, Jester Tester?
3 nights in a row, right?
Yeah. What's going on, Jester?
iiRcadians Wednesday, Arcade Talk tonight, and Friday Night Arcade tomorrow night. But
I'm more of an editor than like a YouTube personality, but I'm always just forced to do my own shows that I come up with. You know,
I know
so,
our styles are a lot different. Like the iiRcadian show, I'll spend like 2 weeks making one episode, like with all the features and stuff.
Yeah,
and like you're just like really gifted. Like you can make an intro. You know, like you've told me before that you've actually came home from work like a couple hours before the show. You're doing all the like the intros and stuff because they're all custom.
Yeah,
when you watch that show, there's a ton of custom video.
If you watch the show every week, I re-edit the intro every single week. Stuff gets added to it. It has to get changed. The game fight segment is crazy. Like literally every one of those games in there.
You had to play all those games.
Is all me playing, editing the footage. You know, I'm doing a lot of tricks with that segment that probably if you watch it, you don't realize it. But we're not using like the craziest technology to do the show. We're using what we're using here, StreamYard. But I've learned over the years how to manipulate StreamYards to do things.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of pre-production, a lot of editing in advance, or else you'll see through the little tricks that I'm doing.
Yeah. StreamYards is good because what it does is it makes this technology very accessible to people, you know.
Yeah. If you go back in my older shows where I wasn't behaving myself. I was doing way more difficult stuff back then. But the problem is if I wanted to have a guest on, it was a pain in the ass.
And StreamYard's effortless. You know, you can have up to 10 people effortlessly.
So Game Fight is a spinoff of a show that I did for a while called UFCD. And UFCD was an idea I had for a while, but I just couldn't do it because I couldn't use my advanced streaming programs that I was using, doing all my crazy stuff, and have other people on because there was a delay. They couldn't hear what I was hearing. They would just hear me. In order to do UFCD, they needed to be able to hear everything at the same time as me. So we did that show for a while, and I wanted to. I always wanted to when I started doing, you know, my retro gaming stuff. I always wanted to spin it off, but I just it took a while for me to like think, how would I do it and make this? How is this going to work with the games?
Yeah, it's a really
So,
cool format.
It is
I
a
love that part of the
spin-off
show.
of something that I did a little while back.
Yeah. And it's good because what it does is it gets people to see the games too. I love it that it's really all about the games. The games are the star of Game Fight, you know?
Yeah.
And it brings the audience in because they ultimately, we almost never agree. So 99%, 95% of the time, the chat and the audience of the show is going to decide which games continue and which games get axed. And I love that. That's a really cool format.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Calvin?
UFCD didn't have the element of the wheel. UFC was different because we would take two classic CDs that the judges and the viewers were so passionate about these CDs. Like literally will fight you in real life over these CDs. And we would battle the CDs against each other. But here was the twist. It battled track for track in the order that it was on the album. So it wasn't always a fair fight because you can have one of these albums might have just had some goofy intro or little skit going up against a song. So it's definitely going to lose. And, you know, and people's favorite CD of their entire life would lose the fight against another one. And then that other one would continue on to fight another one. And we ran a whole series of that with that little twist. And I threw in some other twists. And, you know, the people that enjoy that music really, really like that show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was thinking, how can I spin this off to, you know,
to the Friday Night Arcade
retro games?
Yeah.
Well, I was actually working on this, Brad, before I even came up with the Friday Night Arcade show.
Okay.
I had actually showed you.
Friday. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I remember.
I was originally thinking about doing it as a whole separate show, but after a while I was like, dude, like how many different shows could I do? You know, like
it's just amazing too. It's like you were first a guest on the iiRcadians. Now you are the co-host of the iiRcadians. You know, it's just amazing. Like we've known each other for a while, but I mean, it's been a great experience.
I was on the 4th or 5th iiRcadian show.
I know, and I think you were in the chat of the very first one. If I go back and watch the comments,
dude, I was sub to the iiRcadians when you guys had like. When you guys had like that hand-drawn iiRcadians logo before you had the official one, you had like a quick promo of the show coming. Yeah, and I was there.
And I think it's cool. It's like you know, now we just have such a tight group of friends too. You know, we have a bunch of people that we know and we all talk all the time. It's really great, and that's one of the things I love that we've kind of built with these shows. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I like I like doing stuff with the iiRcade because I love doing visual stuff. You got the HDMI out.
It is really a whole different. It's perfect for doing streaming. I mean, you could not like you can buy a $20 USB dongle, a webcam, and any kind of computer, and you're good to go. You can do YouTube content.
And for me, Brad, it's like I love all the other arcade companies. You and I have spoke so many times that how much we would love to do Legends Ultimate stuff, but it doesn't have the HDMI out. So the only reason I don't I'm probably made one of the first arcade 1-up videos out there years back in the Gen 1, but I never even knew there was a retro home arcade community. Yeah. The first person I found was like Retro Ralph when he was showing you how to mod an arcade 1-up to put like a pie in it. And I never realized that there were live shows.
Yeah, the earliest retro arcade shows I watched were probably the 1-Up Weekly when that was a thing with Retro Ralph and Console Kits back when they were together. And then P-Dubs too, shortly after.
Yeah, I was just shocked when I first started finding all the shows of like people with similar interests as me. Yeah. That like this stuff. So it's just like I said, just like anything, it's fun to hang out with people who like similar things.
Like the same hobby.
Like you. Yeah, and It makes it more fun. You know, I feel like Friday, like my show, I look forward to it because, and yeah, it's a show and it actually does take a lot of work for me to put it together. But once the show starts, it's party time. The weekend's here. It's time for me to hang out with my friends and let's play some games. And
at that point, you've done all the work. It's just time to execute the show. I mean,
so that's
by
why
the time
I
we
say
do the show, I'm ready. I mean, I have all my content.
Right. So, you know, so many YouTubers you'll hear the expression, I'm only doing this for fun.
Yeah.
You know, but I really, I mean, it's fun to have people watching, but I really am doing this for fun. It's my fun time.
It is fun time, you know, and that's why you want to keep it fun too, you know.
Hey, Calvin, did you set up your Fast and Furious? Linked them together yet? Calvin did get both his Fast and Furious caps.
That's why. So one of the reasons
he's going to do a review. I can't wait.
One of the reasons I don't cover Arcade 1-Up is because that's a whole different ball game. I mean, you really
$600 a pop.
That's the thing. Is it's like, dude, you don't think
really
you don't think I'd love to? I'd love to do that.
No pre-testing.
Second one's not
for
here
the most part.
I'd love to, have all these cabinets, but eventually, just like anyone, you're gonna run out of space. You're gonna have to say goodbye to one. And I really never bought one with the intention of getting rid of it.
I'm the same way. I've only sold like very few things like that I bought in my history of having all these home arcades.
That's why I can't get any more.
I sold
at some point you got to stop,
Yeah.
Because what happens is you wind up losing money in that game because you're never going to sell it for what you bought it for. You're going to lose a bunch of money, and then you're going to keep buying new ones at their highest price.
Full price. Yeah, and like get rid of the old ones that were probably
and then a few months later you're going to get excited about something else, and then okay, which one of these got to go because I got to have this new one coming out.
The ALU with the pinball buttons. I got the ALU with the pinball buttons was my latest.
If anyone asks like why I made the decision, because I was covering iiRcade before we had the iiRcadian show. I was doing a show called One More Credit by myself. It was just me, a solo show. Yeah, just me. I was covering.
I've watched your stuff since your very first. I mean,
initial iiRcade
your comments. I've been watching your stuff since you probably the very first shows.
T2 is $2.99 again.
That's a good deal.
I was just challenging myself to grow up and behave myself on YouTube instead of causing so much chaos.
I know.
So that was the bigger challenge for me, not getting on and cursing and acting like a fool, because that's usually what I've been doing.
Yeah.
So that was the bigger challenge for me. I played games in the past before, but it was a little different style.
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be a dig or anything. I'm just saying, personally, I haven't sold many of my arcades after buying them. I mean, it's just I sold the Arcade 1-Up Attack from Mars Pinball. I didn't care for that, but there are people that probably like it. No, it wasn't for me. I mean,
I heard some good reviews on that.
Yeah,
I did sell my PlayStation VR 1 about 2 years ago. I really enjoyed it, but I knew the PSVR 2 was eventually going to happen. And at that time when I sold it, VR, everybody was locked in at home, and VRs were starting to they were impossible to get at one point. They were sold out because people wanted to have them. They were stuck in their homes. The prices of them went through the ceiling. I'm already messing with other ones that I just liked a lot more. So I sold it and wound up making more money on it than what I bought it for brand new.
Nice.
Yeah. I think multicades will become more popular as people fill up their game rooms. Once they experience a top quality, home arcade multicade, like a iiRcade or a At Games Legends Ultimate, they're gonna latch onto that. I mean, it's an eye opener. I know most people once you get Coin Ops X, you're like, wow, that's a lot of games, I know Biggie D just got his At Games, and I mean, you just get so many games at once. It's a cool thing.
Right. Another thing also about VR is most of the games are like arcade style. They're pick up and play. They're not. Things are changing, but most VR games you pick up, you play for a little bit, you could stop. So it's easy to just jump back in. They're not like, 200-hour long journeys.
Yeah, that's what I
they
like.
do.
I like those games like that. I don't want something that's going to be like a giant time soak, like an RPG or. No, I could see me getting sucked into that that Demio game or Demio. Is it Demio or Demio?
Demio.
Demio. That looks pretty amazing. I could see myself getting sucked into that and really getting into it because it looks really amazing.
Yeah.
Looks very immersive too.
Dude, we'd love to have you, man.
Yeah.
Join in with us, play not join in with us for Walkabout Mini Golf. You'd love that.
Yeah.
Cameron got rid of his Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. Dang, man.
Man, it's a Pac-Man Holocaust over there at Bozo Calvin Jr.'s place.
Oh man, you got rid of all
Pac-Mans have been told to hit the road.
I'm not leaving the show, guys,
road,
but
Jack.
I'll be back in a few minutes, okay?
Okay, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, should I show my unboxing?
Yeah, let's show it. You got some news. T, tell us about the news.
Got some news today.
Yeah, tell us about the
Actually,
news.
it was yesterday. Got my
Tell us about the news. Yeah.
Now I got to find a damn video, man. Somewhere around here. Where in the hell did I do with it? There it is. Got to bring the. I'll just do share screen.
Send it is cool. I'm digging it.
Okay, here's my news. Came in yesterday.
Let's check it out.
I'll be posting it later.
What's up, everybody? Another Arcade Talk Star Wars video coming at you. Hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, evening, tonight, wherever you're at in the world. Hope you're having a great one. Please smash that like button to help the video out. Okay, guys, this real quick video today. Got unboxing. You guys probably know this box looks familiar. That's right. I finally got this in today.
From England.
From England, I can't believe it came
Across
from
the
the UK.
pond.
I was like, what the frick?
So
I did not know that.
Unboxing. Let's see what we got into this box. I know some of you guys are probably saying, I know where that box is from. Most likely, you would be correct. Hey, they got the thing glued on here.
You can see my Dig Dug sign up there.
I know, that's cool. It's like the one that they gave away in the Arcades Anonymous stream.
That's why I got it, because of Phil.
Yeah, PD7.
Yeah, I watched his video. I was like, I got to get that.
Hey,
I like Phil's videos a lot. He's awesome.
There it is.
Send in. Look at that.
computer controller.
Isn't that black all over my fingers, man?
Box. There's a back USB computer controller. Side. See all the different colors. You see mine's checked.
Illinois.
Orange tip.
I wonder why they put that on there. Orange tip. Like they all have the orange tip,
blue,
huh?
red, black, gray, and
Yeah, I
other.
don't know.
You get a holster.
They must have to do that.
Maybe in the future they're gonna have different tips.
Quality control pass, check. Player 2, check. So you can play player 2 or player 1. Camera ID. So it's pretty cool.
See the light gray.
That's my styrofoam inside.
Look at that styrofoam, guys.
Yeah.
Look awesome.
You get some quality. That's going to make the trip across the pond.
Yeah.
Got a long way to go. Long way to go. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, I was impressed with the quality, like the way it feels. It doesn't feel junky and like toy-like. It's not super light, you know?
Nah, it kind of has weight.
The recoil is awesome. I do love the sending gun.
Pretty nice,
I
actually.
love that gray, huh? That looks amazing. Hold that mug up to the camera. Yeah, there you go.
Cord. So there it is, guys.
Dude, I like that gray.
Gray.
Yeah, I really like
If I
it.
bought another one, I think I'd get the gray one. That's fire. That's real cool.
Here. There's more buttons over on this side.
Took a while to get, but it was worth the wait.
Yeah, I ordered the blue because I have the Space Invaders that's blue, but I like the gray. The gray looks great.
I guess the gray's new.
Yeah, I've never seen a gray one. I've just seen the red one, the blue one, and a black one.
There it is.
I think that's why it took a while to get in.
Yeah, that's sweet.
There it is on the side, as you can see.
Then you got the like the Nintendo Joy, like the regular Nintendo type button. What do they call that kind of stick? Like a control pad stick.
Yeah.
D-pad. Is it called a D-pad?
D-pad, yeah.
It's wired. All the Sindens are wired. They don't make a wireless Sinden that I'm aware of. Basically, a camera is how it works. And the cool the Sinden technology is like the tracking is so good. Like I literally have it where I could shoot at 3 separate screens and it works perfectly. It's super cool technology. It's really awesome.
The Sinden is here. Now, see if I can just plug and play on Mr. 2. That'll be another video. So,
Dude,
I like it. I like the light gray. I haven't seen anybody else with the light gray.
I haven't seen the gray. That's the first time I've seen it. It looks great.
It's different.
I was just about to say that. I didn't even know they made gray.
I know. That's what I was saying. He got a gray one. I was like, that's super cool.
There's one down there. You can see it.
I've just seen the blue, the red, and the black.
Yeah.
Like the light gray? Like the black, red,
Gray looks cool. If I get another one, I'm getting a gray one.
There are some light gray guns out there you can buy, real ones. So it's not, you can't say it's not authentic because you can't buy guns around this color. So I like it. It's different. Looks really nice. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, a PD7 has the T2. How does the T2 gun compare to the real Sinden PD7?
I like it.
He has both.
So hopefully you liked the video. If you did,
Without playing it, I'm assuming the Terminator 2 guns are way lighter, probably have more of a hollow feel to them. Whereas that Sinden has that weight and feels solid.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I never got to.
Sinden
I never
is
played
better.
on the T2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guarantee it's not this. Here it is, guys. It's not as heavy as this.
Yeah,
No,
it looks
those
great.
things got weight.
Yeah. Go full screen. I want to get full screen of that.
Let's see. Remove you suckers. There it is. You can see it's pretty light, pretty light. Even in real life, it's really light gray. So
What I thought it would be. I mean, it feels solid. It doesn't feel like heavy as a real gun would feel, but
Yeah.
it's really nice for home arcade, like just to have an aftermarket product you can use. You can set up a PC build. You can play all the light gun games on. Yeah, it was
Great
plug and play
technology.
with iiRcade.
I've been going in and
Play.
messing with it, but iiRcade must have whatever they're doing border like built into the iiRcade because I was actually trying to thin the border. So you can go into the Sinden software and you can mess with all that.
Yeah, if you
I
don't
did
like the
that.
PC build.
I did that on the drivers that they came out, and then I burned it to the gun and plugged it back in, but it doesn't register.
Yeah,
it doesn't change the
it. Yeah.
it doesn't change the border on the iiRcade. So they must
I
have
think
something.
they have
in
it.
there
They have
with
it optimized so that it's pretty much.
They set it up the way they want it.
It's pretty much bulletproof that it's going to work when you plug it in.
Yeah, they're using the
easy
wider
mode.
border.
They're going easy
I
mode
mean,
to
I don't know,
make
can
sure
you
it
guys
works
see
good for
my
everybody.
border? I think the border on mine is the thin one on my.
Yeah, on your Mr. Do.
Is that thinner than your guys's?
It might be.
It might be a little bit.
Let me you can see it. I don't know if you could tell or not. But I know on the
That's
Raspberry,
cool. But the border has to be there. Like you got to take your bezel off because the Sinden was not catching the whole border.
right?
So the border has to be it has to capture that white square or rectangle, and the camera does all the work. It's really good technology. It's pretty amazing.
I think if I make it down to a real 4.3, have the border on the 4.3, I can put my bezel back on. I have to play with it, see if I can do that or not.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. It's just a matter of tinkering with it.
As you see, I got Aliens on there. Aliens, is it Alien 3? Aliens 3 on there right now. Works really good. The Sinden gun works really good with it.
Bozo Calvin Jr. said his T2 guns, they're light guns, but he just painted his black to make them look more authentic. Sound is great in the iiRcade and Legends Arcade.
We all know why they
iiRcade sound
had to
is
make
ridiculous.
them
So loud.
blue and red.
So they don't look real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, to
I'm
make
just,
them look like toys. But a
I'm-
lot
I'm-
of people modded those.
yeah. I mean, I'm disappointed at D2 because I think they could have really made attached guns if they really tried. But
They could have
would have,
recessed the screen too. Like,
all they had
I
to do is
mean,
push the screen back a little
push
bit.
the screen back and recess it into
There's
the
a kit for
cab.
that. Buy stuff does a
They
kit
do
for
a
that.
kit to make it recess.
Oh,
Recess
did
the
they
screen
really?
all the way back. Yeah, it
Okay.
looks sick.
See, it's like, why couldn't Arcade just do that? It would have been easy. It wouldn't be that. It wouldn't have been that hard to do at all.
It would not have been hard to do.
It wouldn't have cost them any more money because
Yeah.
you're just talking about recess. I mean,
Yeah.
you're just talking, screwing the holes in different spots on the cab.
It makes a world of a difference when you see that screen recessed all the way back.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
when
yeah.
Like
you
you
were
feel
showing
like-
the real
you feel like you're
Operation
into
Wolf
the-
and Operation
into the game.
Thunderbolt. You see how far back the screen is?
Yeah, screen is using a mirror. Like the monitor is actually is facing up. It's shooting up from the bottom of the cab into a mirror, and the mirror is what it tracks off of. Pretty cool tech.
I mean, even the Tron cab is recessed further back. So I mean, it could even use that, but just made it upright. But
Should
not
have had
like they did.
Revolution X. I agree. Like every time I go to an arcade, like when I go to Waybacks, they have the T2 and then the Rev X sitting right next to it. Music is the weapon. Like those games were like bookends. I mean, like, and
I would
do
say
love those two
don't
games.
don't even dream that that's ever going to happen, or
Lights
unless
up
they're going to
again.
change all the music and take Aerosmith out of the game. Just emulate it.
They don't
That's
care enough
Pretty
to
much
do
the only
it.
way you're going to be able to play it
Yeah,
at this point.
they don't care enough to do it right and get all those licenses and stuff. I
No.
mean, they're not going to do it right if they do it anyway.
You know how much money that's going to be?
Yeah, I mean, come on, Steven Tyler. He needs another Lamborghini.
they're on their farewell tour this year.
Yeah, weren't they in Vegas for a while? Aerosmith. They were doing a
I think they
Vegas
were.
show, like a permanent Vegas show.
Yeah, I think they did
And,
a while back, but now they're on their farewell tour. We'll see if it's their last farewell tour. It's like Motley Crue. Like, we're on our farewell tour. They toured last year.
they're going to tour forever. Dude, they'll come out as skeletons.
Well, Mick
That's what
Mars
I'm
is
saying.
almost like a skeleton. Man.
Yeah,
I feel bad for him.
yeah.
That disease he has.
Yeah, Tron is a pretty cab. The Tron and the Dragon's Lair are really good looking arcade one-up cabs. They're really pretty. Did a
Yeah,
good
they
job
almost
on
did
those.
them. There's the two cabs they almost did completely right,
Star Wars is the only one they did all the way 100% right.
except for
Marquee. And the control panel, like the waterfall control
the
panel does
waterfall
look
like I
better.
have here. I got the
And then
waterfall.
you got yours are all pimped out.
Oh, guess what I got coming? I got a real coin door coming from my Mr. Do machine.
Okay.
About that today was $50. It's actually a real. I don't have the mechanics inside. I could buy it with the mechanics inside, but I just really wanted a door that opened so I can get to my Raspberry Pi easier. Because right now, man,
Yeah.
I got to freaking slide my thing back,
Mm,
wrap my arms around, and try to get to the Raspberry Pi.
okay.
Put that on there. I'll just be able to open it
Is
up.
that like a legacy door sticker, or is it the way they printed that front graphic?
It's a legacy one.
It's a
It was a
legacy?
Street Fighters 2 cab.
Okay. So that green graphic is like that. You had to cut that out.
Yeah, well, I taped the coin door. I actually taped up and then painted it green. So I just taped the fake coin door up.
Yeah, the faux coin doors are a lot cooler. I mean, I remember they went from having nothing to having like the sticker that looks like a coin door.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, that's the way my Pac-Man is. And then they went to like the faux coin doors, which are even better.
Yeah. I mean, you look in the distance. I mean, that coin door kind of looks real, doesn't it? From a distance.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
of course, up close it doesn't, but yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, I do like even the sticker coin door is better than it just having the stupid names on it. That always drove me crazy.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
never got.
It's
the
like
game
this is Pac-Man. It's like, it's Pac-Man. Like I don't need a logo to tell me what game it is. I mean, I can look at it. I have eyes. I never got that, and I flipped over on my At Games Legends Ultimate. It's just solid black, But my original Ultimate, which is to the side here, it has all the games on it, and I still hate that.
You should
I mean,
get
every
the
time
Operation Wolf side, Brad. I have the Space Invaders side now. I'm thinking
Have a
about
great night, Jester. Tester.
changing it to Operation Wolf because I got the Space Invaders iiRcade gold.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
But yeah, I
It's like
covered
the
that
Rcade.
day one because they came with my cabinet. It came with a package, and I also chose to just do the flat black side instead of the name of all the
Flip over
games.
that front panel. Yeah, I
That's
hate
like
when they put
real.
the
That's
names
like
on it.
Arcade 1-Up Gen 1
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Look
that.
at that shirt. That was pretty cool. That was one of your T-shirts, huh? Do you have do you have a merch shop?
Yeah, my other
Still
channel.
doing merch? Yeah, I need to get me a T. McCloskey T-shirt.
I forgot he had that on there. Want to see it again? Here it comes. Here comes Calvin. It's Calvin Jr.
He's got some awesome videos. I can't wait till he does his review on Fast and Furious. Take it easy, Jester Tester. Thank you for joining us.
There's a little Calvin there. I changed the music, so I'm going to get
Did
a
you watch
copy of
Arcades Anonymous last night? It was good. I watched most of it, and then I caught the rest on replay on my drive time today. It was a very good show. I enjoy that show. You watch that show, Arcades Anonymous? It's a pretty good show.
I've been on there.
I know they had someone that had a bunch of someone that had a bunch of arcade games this time. It's interesting.
Yeah, I did watch some of it. Got to watch PD7 on there, man.
I know. I like PD7.
Same with the Kiss. Not sure what that is all about. All right,
tomorrow's gonna be a crazy day, man. I can already see. I have like a long day.
I know.
So I'm gonna be just like, I don't even know what's going on tomorrow, but it's gonna be like cutting it right down to the wire. See if I get a show put together.
Yeah, I actually took a nap. Like I got home from school and I took a short nap before the show was on. So
I'll just sleep during the show.
You just sleep during the show. That's fine. It's fine. Like,
not I'll do VR tomorrow night, and I'll do another Saturday night, Friday night arcade show.
The Saturday night, Friday night arcade show.
That's right. Saturday you're going to do that mini golf, right?
Yeah,
Brooklyn?
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah, can't wait to see that.
There's
That's going to be VR too, right?
Yes.
Golfing. So that'll be the first time I'll see you golf on the VR.
Yeah, I have a few from back on the Quest, but like I said, it's a lot more difficult to try to stream off that. So this will get some decent quality. The video will be streaming 1080p, 60 frames per second. So you'll get a good look at the course. It's gonna just be fun hanging out with whoever shows up that night.
Yeah.
Kevgret going to show up?
Yeah.
Nix?
I would assume so.
Seems like Nix is always on there, man. He's always ready to go.
He's a good guy.
Well, I'm taking this tournament serious. So
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Look out, everybody.
Yeah.
Calvin said once I get home from work, start setting up my first FNF cab. Hopefully go live to show them both together and dance. Yeah, it'd be cool to see two FNFs together.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody yet connect two of them. Is there any VR games you're looking forward to coming out in the future, Brooklyn?
dude, so many. It's like,
especially
since the PlayStation VR 2 dropped, like some of the titles, the stuff they're working on for that, they just got some real over the top, big budget games coming out. But like I said, today was a huge day. Walkabout mini golf. Seriously,
today,
an essential. Like if you have
Half-Life,
VR, Walkabout mini golf, you got to have it. It's one of the best. It's easy for anybody to play. You're not going to get dizzy.
Yeah.
Man, they got some big titles coming. Like they got a title coming from the same developers that do the Walking Dead game that I play, Saints and Sinners. They are working on a new like medieval type game in like the frozen tundra with like gigantic creatures. like the size of skyscrapers. So it looks amazing. There's just a lot. The pixel ripped. Super looking forward to that.
Yeah, it looks good.
There's another game, Hell Splitter, supposed to be completely insane. Like the stuff that you do in that game.
Amazing. to get
There's a
Tron.
lot, man.
And to get Tron, you got to get Disney involved.
Yeah. They could do a lot though. I think the virtual reality is really cool. I want to get one. I'm going to get one of these virtual reality headsets.
We played a round of golf together in VR. A while
What's
back.
up, Ritual Dello?
Hey, what's up,
Kept
Patrol?
knocking into his couch.
See, I don't think anything going to come from Disney because I've heard that Disney is thinking about getting to the VR space because
This is my Fast and Furious right here.
So they might not release anything until they're ready. Because Disney tried to do that Megaverse crap. They nicked it. After that new CEO came in, they actually nicked their Megaverse or Metaverse project. But I can see them getting into VR.
Well, you already got plenty of really good Star Wars content if you're a Star Wars fan to jump into right off the bat. Like I said, Tales from the Galaxy's Edge.
See, they had to get okay.
The whole Vader Immortal series, and you got your Star Wars Pinball.
So they did get the okay for that. I mean, because Disney's owned that right for quite a while.
Dude, Vader is huge when he's standing in front of you. He's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, because didn't the guy that played him originally, I think he was 6'8" or 6'9". From the original Star Wars. So I can imagine him being huge. Yeah, if I get VR, man, that'd be definitely one of the things I would get. Love Star Wars stuff.
We have Jurassic Park in VR, but it's more so. I have that. I'm gonna definitely start doing a full playthrough of that. But that's more of like
That'd be cool.
You crash land in the park, right? And you have no weapons. You're trying to figure out what went on, and you're getting stalked by the dinosaurs, the raptors. And you're basically trying to figure out what happened at the same time, deal with having no weapons and having to hide. So it's a lot of tension in the game. It's
sounds like
kind of meant to really scare the crap out of you.
Almost sounds like that movie 65. Did you watch that movie 65?
No, but there's some really terrifying games coming to VR. Propagation, something hotel. Propagation's Paradise Hotel is supposed to be terrifying. It's already out on the Quest, but it's coming to. I'm waiting for the PSVR 2 version.
So which one do you like better, the Quest or the PlayStation VR?
I would recommend a Quest for if you're a new user. It's easier to pick up and play. If you already have a PS5, and you want to jump into some like crazy stuff, then yeah, you can go for that one because I think eventually it seems like everything is working its way onto there, except for maybe some of the Meta Quest exclusive games because they're buying out studios.
Are they? Doesn't surprise
they're buying out all the good VR studios that put out like some of the best games.
Yeah, makes sense.
But they seem to make their way on it. I've always been the type. I'm not like a fanboy of one thing or another. I always own everything because every company has something that another one's not going to get that I want to play.
Absolutely.
Right. So I don't, I don't just root for one. I always get them all.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Yep, same here. If I can afford it. But all this stuff coming out, man, all the equipment, all these games, and man, it gets expensive.
Could you imagine a Dragon's Lair virtual reality game?
Man, that would be pretty damn cool.
You get to go through all those stages to
you
save
already
the
have
princess.
stuff like that.
Do you?
There's so many games out, and they're these developers are aware of people's love for retro games, so there's so much retro inspired stuff coming out that puts you right in the middle of it. That new Pixel Rip, I'm telling you, Brad, if you get a VR and play that, it's gonna put you back in the 70s.
Cool.
That's the difference. Like,
I don't want to go back to the 70s.
Hey, when you're done, take your VR set off.
Yeah,
no game that you play on a 2D screen is gonna be able to do that. Yeah, obviously we play our retro games and it takes us back.
Right.
You know, but I'm talking about putting you back in that
time period. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated flared jeans back then, man.
Is Walkabout Golf cross-platform, Brooklyn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. That's good.
In the options, it's already pre-checked for cross-platform unless you decide to turn it off. And what's cool is even if someone jumps in, if they don't have all of the courses, as long as the person that's hosting it has it, you can play the course. You just can't search for the hidden golf balls in the course.
Okay.
Because Walkabout Mini Golf is, so when it started, it was like really cool places to play mini golf. Amazing places like that you're not going to do, but now they started getting creative, and because the game blew up, they're getting actual licenses. You get to play through a mist golf course. You got 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. You have the Labyrinth based on the Labyrinth movie.
Oh, nice.
Which is a wild course.
Carlos said Rascal is going live midnight with Zelda. I'm surprised he's never been on our shows. Both of our shows. He has an iiRcade.
Yeah.
Rascal. I don't know why he won't come on. Talked to him about it before.
Have you?
Yeah.
I was watching.
You should come on the Friday Night Arcade or on iiRcadians sometime. I watched their show. They have a great show.
Yeah, I watched their show too. It's pretty good.
Shotgun Sean, he's awesome. I like Shotgun Sean. He's pretty funny.
Yeah, he is.
Now he was a big player in when in the Kickstarter for iiRcade, the very beginning of iiRcade. You remember that, Brooklyn?
Yeah, those guys
they've been into it since the rip.
Yeah.
You know, just like us.
But they love all different types of games.
Yeah.
You know,
Moonwalker.
They love
that is a
stuff.
great game. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. That's a great. I love that arcade game.
They were playing console stuff this week.
Yeah, the pinball, the ALP pinball is cool too. I mean, I never got into modding my ALP pinball. I think I'm just going to wait for the 4K one to come out. But I mean, you can do so much. Yeah, I definitely want to get all the games. I mean,
I have the Vibs. I never even installed it.
I keep saying it, but that's gonna kick ass when it comes out, because the fact that they're working on it for so long. I mean, I always make the Death Star comment because it's true. I mean, 4K, you can use the games as an extra screen. You can just plug, next gen consoles into it and have it as a cool screen in your game room. Just for having the 4K screen is cool. I mean, I think it's going to be good. I have faith.
I'm saving my money up.
How about you?
I'd say Brooklyn? 4K. I'm not getting
the pinball. You're not going to get the pinball.
4K. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yeah, Alligator Hunt is a great game. I have a video of Alligator Hunt on the iiRcadians channel.
I'm just going to stick with what I have, but I do think that the 4K pinball, that's more of a necessity than a 4K
arcade
Legends.
Yeah, because mostly with the arcade you're playing retro stuff anyway, so it's not as critical. But
the only thing is, I think you're going to lose a lot of tables on there.
Yeah, at first
when you go into 4K,
at first, but they'll add more too down the road.
Yeah, I know. So then there's going to be stuff that I wind up that's going to come out that I can't get.
They'll come on, then you're going to have the FOMO.
And I do like the way they made it look like it goes down further. It has.
I want the bigger back box. Like that's the one thing that I never felt like they did right. The back box is way too small on the Legends pinball. The back box should be much bigger. Like the Buy Stuff stores got the right idea on making the back box.
But yeah, theirs looks pretty good.
I never got into modding it like that. But a friend of mine, Punk Rock Dave, he's like, and it's a deep well. You can get sucked into pinball and just never come out. Like it's like there's that much to it as far as customizing the tables, getting them set up on your virtual pinball table, whether it's at Games Legends Ultimate or one you made yourself. It is a very deep well. You can get sucked in. So I'm purposely kind of staying away from it for now because I know how I am. I mean, you get 2 or 3 tables running and you get so excited. Next thing you know, you're like, I could have 100 tables. I could have 300 tables. You know what I mean? It's just like, you get that Pokemon thing where you feel like you got to get them all. And before you know it, you're like spending all your time, setting screen resolutions and trying to get everything working,
Goofy Foot, yes, I did. I did a playthrough the day Atlantis came out. What I did, because one thing that Quest did a huge improvement on is your ability to just record your game in good quality. So I recorded the whole playthrough, and then instead of doing it live, I just played the high definition video and I commented over it. But that is a great course. The entire course, you're underwater.
Really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Carlo says 4K ALP has huge upgrades in the back box. The body is bigger. Rcade 3588, bring your own tables too. So you got a bigger back box and body. That's pretty cool.
I've heard of DJ Boy.
You guys ever heard of DJ Boy or Yang Tu Fu? Haven't heard neither one. Is that a game or music?
Yeah, it's a game.
Is it? Never heard of it. All right, guys. We're at almost 2 hour mark.
Awesome.
You guys got stuff going on tomorrow night?
Friday Night Arcade.
Yeah, tomorrow night, you come hang out with us. We start 10:35 p.m. Eastern on my channel, the Friday Night Arcade Show. No one ever gets the name right. They call it the Friday Night iiRcade Show. Even John gets it wrong. But it's the Friday Night Arcade Show with just an
Arcade
R.
with an R.
Yes. And I always tell people whether or not you have an iiRcade or not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We don't care.
Come
Come hang out.
We don't care.
I'm sure you'll find if you like classic games and like to watch gameplay and like to hear talk about it, stop by and come hang out with us.
Yeah,
I hang out with you guys. I don't have
absolutely. It's
I
kind of a
see you,
chill place to hang out. I know you've never seen this. This is the Dragon Slayer on iiRcade. It's pretty crisp. Looks good, huh?
Looks like Arcade 1-Ups.
Yeah, it's great. They got a custom version. It's all scaled to the 4x3 screen. That's a beautiful version of Dragon Slayer. If you've never seen it, iiRcade, and it's a stock game. It comes with all iiRcades. iiRcade right now does have a sale where you can pick up an original model for $300. That is a steal. If you look at the hardware you get with that, I mean, that's a great machine for the money. And it's like, I think it's $100 to ship it. So it's like $400 to you, brand new. And it's like one of their, it's their original model, but it's got all the upgrades. It's got the good joysticks, the Samwa joysticks, 128 gigabyte storage. It's a nice machine for the money. Let me go back to this.
Tim should get one. Seriously?
Yeah.
Made in Korea.
Yeah, it's made in Korea.
I figured it all out, Brad. And
Figure it out.
I think I might have said it to you in private and a few other people, but
we'll keep it on DL.
Keeping it under wraps. We'll see.
Keep it under wraps. Yeah, we'll see if you're right.
I think I'm right.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about last night's show?
No, I'm talking about iiRcade. I put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and I think I know what they're up to, and it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. Yeah, I have faith.
Nice. Something coming out soon.
I'm keeping the faith.
I'm not even going to speculate
Yeah,
or say anything else, but I already told a few people behind the scenes of exactly what's going to happen, word for word, and we'll see
Yeah,
if
I
I'm
mean,
right. I think I'm
it
right.
could run House of the Dead, no problem. There's no way it couldn't run the arcade game. No problem, it could run that. I mean,
Or Kuro says, I'm a member of your channel. You should tell me.
yeah,
The Arcade, they
That's
came
cool.
out swinging at the beginning of the year. Then they, it's just funny. Like with Arcade, like anytime they have like a slow week or a bad week,
yeah. It's like they're
it's
going
like,
out of
oh,
business.
They're done. They're done. They're going out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's make a
hear
stream.
that all
Let's
the
make a
time.
stream. Let's invite all the biggest YouTubers on the going out of business stream. Yeah, unbelievable.
But like I've told Michael, I was like, dude, let's
sorry
be
to
realistic.
sorry to burst your bubble, but
Even
it's
he
not
knows,
happening.
like, no matter what they do, it's going to be
Next
the same
week.
result.
Next
every
week it starts all
Someone's
over.
not going to be happy.
They can
That's
drop. They could drop House of
it's
the
just how
Dead
it is.
tomorrow. They could drop House of the Dead, and the next week people will be like, where's T2? It's like the next week you all. That's the curse of having an open platform where you add games to it. It's endless. People always want more. I mean, we got Dragon's Lair, Burger Time, Space Ace. You got so many arcade games on there. I mean, it's insane. If you really look into it, iiRcade's one of the best deals. You don't have to buy a $600 cab each time a game comes out. And the best part, you can even play the game, and if you don't like it, you're not even stuck with it. You can refund it.
Up to 30 days, right? Up to
30
days?
minutes. You got a half an hour to check
I
it out.
refunded one a few weeks ago, and I explained why on my
That's
show.
so cool they do that.
And then we were talking to Michael, and he told me, oh, that they fixed it.
Mhm.
And I was like, all right. So it came out after they fixed it, and I rebought it. Now I love the game.
Yeah,
that's the one, Awakened Evil. That one, that game caught a lot of shit.
That one's like
too,
on sale too
out.
for like $5.49 or something.
Oh yeah, of course it's on sale. Like right after I repurchased it.
yeah. They put it on sale right now. It's on sale for $5.49.
Right, so now I'm mad. Let me get in there and start complaining.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like someone's always mad.
I finished the game without them changing the controls.
Dude, I bought my iiRcade
controls
full price. Okay. And then what was it? All of a sudden, they like a couple of months later, they had they were having those crazy sales.
Yeah.
When do you think iiRcade's gonna come out with new cabs?
It's part of my speculation.
Yeah, we can't really say much about it, but yeah.
But I know what they're up to.
Yeah.
Nice. I would think
I've seen every cab. I've been over at iiRcade, so they almost like right where the studio is. You first walk into a room, and they pretty much have like a whole museum in there of like every
all the way back to
the
all the way back to the marble one.
And I gotta say,
marble ones.
I honestly
They've
think
gotten better.
The one that they finally put out, I think they made the right choice.
Yeah.
One of those things looks like the original iiRcade. Like I think they would have gotten sued by like the Pokemon Corporation if they put that one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to see that stuff.
Yeah.
Where are they based out of? They in California?
No, they're in a suburb,
Chicago,
outside. They're not. I know that people say Chicago. It's not in Chicago. They're in a suburb outside of Chicago. Chicago's like
who wants to be in Chicago?
They're not.
Yeah, the thing that people don't get with iiRcade too is it's like once you download the game onto your machine, like they can't take it away. Like it does not need to be connected to the internet to play any of the games.
No, not
so
at all.
Like if iiRcade went out of business tomorrow, every game that I bought would permanently be on the machine. It has no authentication where you have to connect to the internet to play the games.
No, the only thing that you're logged in for is so when you purchase a game, or if you take a game off your cabinet and you just want it to go back, it's just there and you re-add it. But if it's there on your cabinet, you don't need to have internet.
There's
to get a game.
There's none of that copyright stuff where it's like you have to log in each time.
Oh, Steps is in the chat. I didn't know she had left. I should have asked this last night because she had originally sold those. I was wondering, did she sell? Because people sell their accounts too.
Yeah.
You can sell your account?
I was wondering, did she sell? Well, all you got to do is give someone, if you're selling
password,
it, here,
they could play the game.
Here's my login information since you're not going to use it anymore, and they can have all your games. I didn't know if that was something that she did, because now she would have to like repurchase stuff that she already had.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm getting all 81 games back just by signing in.
Yeah.
You will.
You have to download them, but that's the
Yeah.
cool thing. If you have
Well, they
multiple
download-
arcades,
they
you just
download
download
really
them all.
fast.
They download fast. I mean, like you can load your machine up. It's not a hassle at all. It's not bad.
Yeah, I can like go on my phone and download one there literally like within 5 seconds.
Yeah, Steph said I did not sell my account,
Okay,
so she would have all of her
good.
games.
That was good. You didn't do that.
Yeah,
see
Moon
that.
Patrol is awesome. I love Moon Patrol. I love. They do have, like I said, they have some really great classic games.
We
too.
we
Burger
always
Time,
seem
Moon
like
Patrol.
super overprotective, like we're
Huh?
guarding the arcade or whatever. But like I can put it real simple. When I bought the iiRcade, I bought it with the 12 games that it came with at
I was
that
happy
time
with
in
that,
mind,
yeah.
and especially Dragon's Lair and Double Dragon.
Dragon's
So-
Lair is fire on the arcade.
We always say like everything else after that was just extra.
Mhm.
It's almost like picture, even though it's a multi-cade.
Mhm.
My purpose of buying it was because I wanted the Dragon's Lair, and when I saw
Yeah,
the
I did
that
too. I got
cabin
the Dragon's
design, I
Lair
just fell in
cab.
love with it.
I still like
And
the way it looks.
To this day,
Beautiful.
it is the most impressed I ever was when I first opened it. Like I could not believe how good the quality was, like of the artwork, and like you don't have to have a piece of plastic over the control deck. It's not going to
I
rub
don't either.
off. It's
I got the waterfall.
the only thing that they skimped on is like on that's not on the control part, but the rest of it that's almost like a tape. It doesn't come off or whatever, but
Look at that
it's not
gloss.
like
though.
T-molding.
And look at that gloss on that art, man. That
Yeah, the
art,
whole thing shines.
I mean, that artwork is. Even Bobby Vu will tell you that's top quality.
Yeah, the artwork is awesome.
Mine didn't
I
come with a
almost bought
Papa
that
Brad
one.
sticker.
I almost bought that, man.
You can get those on my merch store. I got the stickers.
I mean, I was really close to buying that.
Got a face cam above it. Brad's got cameras all over the place.
He's got things everywhere. You go in his arcade, man. If you break something, man, he's gonna catch you somewhere.
I gotta tell you, some of the cabinet designs that they never put out are really nice.
Really? So that'd be cool to see all that.
Yeah, I saw them all.
That's really cool.
Even that Mutant League football one, I played on that one.
Of the ones that haven't come out, which one do you like the best?
The most impressive when I was at iiRcade was Rising Hell. And believe it or not, the Toe Jam and Earl, even though I'm not a huge fan of that game because I don't see the point of it when I'm playing it.
I always like that game, man.
Yeah, it's weird. People either absolutely are fanatics over it, or then you have people like me that don't get it. It's like, what is the point of what I'm doing here?
That game's awesome.
I always
time I
go
played
back
it.
to it and try to get into it, and then too many games. The problem is like we're all ADD and like too many things come out. Sometimes it's better to just have less because you could focus on what you have.
Right.
Every single week, like you see, we all get nuts over the games, and then within a few weeks later, we're on to something else.
Yeah.
Look how nuts we were like
Always
Ninja
something
Baseball
new.
Batman. Game's a great game.
It is great. I need to
Yeah,
play
but
it.
it's like
Get the
now
next-
it's like that's why I say like iiRcade isn't a weird game because it's always going to be like that. I don't care how big of a game they put out. It's always going to
Yeah.
be all right. What's next?
What's next? What's next week?
That's what happens, man, when you have a store like that.
And they have
Yeah,
two,
game.
like literally the iiRcade community at this point has broken into two communities that I don't even think get along. And you have so many people wanting, and it's all over because everybody wants something different. So then they start attacking each other because it's like, oh, you're screwing up because you guys are asking for this, and that's why we're getting this stuff, and that's why we're not getting that. You know, everybody like some people want retro.
Like, I mean,
others
what do you want?
modern.
You want the House of the Dead, 'Dragon's Lair, Rush 2049. 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 Rush 2049 Got it all. Golden age of home arcade.
I didn't buy that. I didn't buy that Run from the Popo game.
Run from the
One for the
popo.
popo.
Like
Running from the popo.
the actual game itself.
It's terrible. Sorry, I
Yeah.
had to finish your sentence for you, but
No,
I'd rather play Dodge 'em, like the
No,
Atari game.
Brad.
But,
I don't think like that's a
all
new
sick.
developer.
it's not for
That's
me. It's not for me.
Atari VCS game.
Not
The
for
way
me.
I don't think they advertise it
Not
right. I
for
think it's
me.
a silly name. Like if they would just have
from the
advertised it as
Popo.
that old retro.
Dude, I mean the whole
Look.
gas mechanic, like
But yeah,
let me
but then
drive
they
the
ruined it.
car. Let me drive the car. It's like it's
Yeah, we're all sick.
yeah.
When we realize we're all sick, the fight stops.
Yes.
We all want something different, seems like.
Dude,
Yeah, man.
sometimes
I didn't
I'm
know I was
telling
gonna
you,
show.
sometimes
I like
it's
my
just
second ALU.
better to
It's
have
really
less
too. It's got
and
the
just
bit pixel.
enjoy what you have. And I always say this to myself, like whenever something new comes out, like when the PlayStation 5, day one, I have it. All right. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
all I'm doing, I'm
Yeah.
getting Demon Souls. It came with it and the Spider-Man game.
Dude, steps.
I'm not getting any more games until I beat Demon Souls.
Steps. I have the
I beat
complete.
Demon
I have
Souls.
the complete library.
And
I
now
have the
like 100
complete
games.
library.
Dude, I have some, you know,
I
when you
have
know
all of
you have
them.
too many video games.
Just like people that
When-
collect it's steps. It's no different than people that collect Nintendo cartridges.
When
have
you
them
go
all.
into your game collection and
My
you
channel
start
is the
going
biggest-
through
one
games
of the
and you're
biggest
like, oh,
iRcade
I didn't
channels.
even know I have this game.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of games to Switch because I collect all like the hard to get shoot 'em ups, that the limited ones. Dude, I have stuff. I have like packages showing up of stuff I ordered a year ago. I don't even know what it is. It's like a surprise
Damn.
when I open it.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas. Whoa, look at this. I didn't know I ordered this.
Dude, what's sad is like when you go in your like I have like my PS4 games. I have games that are sealed that I never even opened. Like I bought this game and I'm like, I'm gonna play this game, and I just never even opened it.
And
You
my
have
wife will
games
bust
like
my
that?
balls. I thought
have
you
games
said
like that?
you were gonna
See?
stop buying. I was like, I bought this game like a year and a half ago.
It's like I'm like when I have time, I'm gonna play this game, and I never have time like to start like a big game like that I buy.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of really great games that I know are great. I just I'm like I have an idea where like I'm buying this when I have time to play it. I want to play the whole game, and I just don't even want to break it open until I have time. Like what's tragic? I have the God of War game. I'm sure
Maybe
that
we
one's
would
awesome.
be rich if we if we didn't have our video games.
Really,
You
if
buy
I didn't
all
have
the
these
games.
hoarding tendencies, I probably would be better off having sealed games.
Dude,
One game I
I have
play on-
Brad. I've said this on the show. I still have games from the Wii that I haven't opened yet
Yeah, I have the
I'm
God
throwing
of
my
War
Wii game.
game
that I
like,
bought when they came out too.
I saw a bunch of Wii games already.
Fortunately, one of them was worth a lot of money because apparently they didn't make a lot of them.
Which one?
Marble Madness Cornucopia, the second one. I never opened it because I still with the Wii back then you just loved to be able to move the Wiimote and tilt and have the marbles go through the maze. So I love those
Yeah.
games.
I'm surprised. I saw quite a few of my Wii games, like the Mario stuff. Man, what
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how many arcades you have.
Mario games always go decent price wise.
Yeah. I always thought it was funny. Like people are like with the arcades in the background. I mean, that's really a cheap setup for like having a cool backdrop. I mean, how expensive having a Nintendo cartridge collection is. If you look at how much that would cost to have like there's people that have,
And that's weird. That's a collection I don't
I
care
mean,
to have.
you could buy a house, maybe not a
Yeah.
house, but I mean,
I'm
literally,
fine with
it
my,
gets
like,
crazy
Nintendo
once you get
Mini.
into that.
in
And,
Super Nintendo Mini. I'm good.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I had
I'm
them
fine
all.
playing those games in emulation. I mean, I
And like a
understand.
dumbass, I sold them.
I understand it. I mean, I collect Atari cards.
I didn't even sell them, man. I gave mine away.
They're cheap.
My NES and all that.
And I'm telling you, every game system and every game that I had, all were kept in pristine condition. I never took the
Same here.
inner booklets out and read them. They always stay. I never looked at anything. I kept everything in the package. Anything that came in the package, if there was an advertisement for something, and never took it
Yeah.
out. Always left
That's
it.
cool.
Everything was in mint condition.
That's how I always did my stuff. Like my NES, I had everything. I had all the bags, I had all
Yeah.
the boxes.
When I sold all my Sega CD games, it still
Uh-huh.
had like the foam insert that they would put in there,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
for shipping it, so the disc wouldn't come out and bang around in the box.
Yeah. It's like I had all the Dreamcast original discs, you know. I had like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Power Stone. I had all the rare ones, but actually, you know, there was a time when I was like, what do I have all this stuff for? You know, I can play it on GDEMU. It plays the same. You know, I'm just like hoarding these CDs. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I understand both camps, but I'm fine with playing them through Thrive emulation.
Answer console fanboy's question. It's, I guess, like, you have to look at it like this. Like, if iiRcade was your company, they have to think, is it worth the gamble, you know, for whatever? Like, is it worth for us to invest everything and either we're going to win or lose it all to get this title? Or is it better for us to keep on the pace that we're at and build ourselves up to that point?
Yeah. And the thing is, they're gonna eventually win over people. Like a game like Saturn is as good as Robotron, maybe even better. And once you play it and you see how good it is, you're sold. You know, I mean, paying a lot for a license is not necessarily always a win, especially on retro games, because some of these modern games are better.
And I don't think any iiRcade owner, and I would even include Kev, would say is like not a fan of Arcade 1-Up in the way looking at it as the games.
Yeah,
we're a fan of the games. We might complain, some of us to different degrees, about you know how much it pisses them off when they screw stuff up.
Yeah,
because like I said, it's like if iiRcade screws something up, it's as easy as return. Okay, you screwed up.
Yeah.
Return.
Like I didn't buy it. I don't have a $600 cabinet sitting there.
You didn't go through this whole process of the excitement of waiting for something. You taking up more space in your house, moving everything around, preparing for it. Then you put the whole thing together, and then you're like, oh man.
And you know, some people, they might have sold a cab. You might have sold a cab to make space for a cab. You know, I mean, it's like, because you get to a point where you're pretty much full. You know, that's where I'm at.
I would say out of anyone that I have, I don't play the MVC2 because I'm just not a huge fighting game. I can appreciate the game, but if I had to make a choice, if one of these had to go, it would kind of hurt a little bit. Because like I said, I don't buy stuff with the intention of getting rid of it.
I don't either.
But that would have to be the first one to go if I was using the logic of which one is just sitting there looking pretty in the background.
I mean, the tragic thing, like, is with some of the cabs, like the Marvel vs. Capcom, it's kind of has the same problem that Mortal Kombat has, whereas they don't have the online working good. And in a fighting game,
I never cared about the online.
I do, because I can play it on the Dreamcast. You know, I mean, like playing one desert level online with like kind of very hit and miss matchmaking and emulation is not like, it's not what I wanted. So.
I just think so bad at fighting games that I feel like all I'm doing is
I pre-ordered that one. Never pre-order. Never pre-order.
All I can do is pull off one move and then just keep trying to do the same thing. Like I actually wanted to be good at it.
Yeah,
I pre-ordered MVC.
See, even console
all my
fanboy.
machines back there I pre-ordered.
I mean, he sold his MK Deluxe because he couldn't take it anymore, and that's kind of like how I feel about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I mean, I love the game, I respect the game, and like, you know, it's a hit that they got it, and it's a miss that they didn't deliver really what they needed to deliver with it. It was kind of half baked.
Yeah, that game Carl's bringing up, Next Machina, that's an amazing twin stick game. I don't think iiRcade could run that game. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
that might be.
There are games they can't run
intensive
for sure.
That's one you play on like the PS5, PlayStation.
I would say
4,
pretty
Xbox.
much, you know, like it can run up to about Dreamcast and Switch level graphics. You know, Definitely can do Dreamcast level and Switch too, probably if it's well emulated. Penguins.
Okay, I missed because I was gone.
Yeah, somehow it's now we're back. Isn't this show called Arcade Talk? We're talking about arcades.
We're talking about arcades. Now,
Yeah.
I missed you guys' questions. Which, both of you, Brooklyn and Papa Brad, what arcade machine would you get rid of right now if you had to? Just one.
Marvel
MVC
vs.
2.
Capcom 2.
Would be the
Oh,
first one.
Jinx! Jinx! We said the same cab. We said the same cab.
I had a feeling you were going to say that for some reason.
I love the game. I do love the game. And here's the thing: like originally, the playing it even offline was messed up. It was not right. Like immediately, the first time I played it, I was like, "This isn't right," because I played it so much on the Dreamcast. And they did get that fixed, and I think it was actually people in the community figured out how to get the input lag and and where it plays better, not being connected to the internet. But look at Steph's
Look how cool it
gaming.
looks, Brad. Look, there's the
Get rid of his.
fighting.
Get rid of hers.
I know it is. It does look cool. But you know, it's the little things like taking Morgan's boobs away from the marquee and redoing that image. Why? Why, oh why would you do that? Why would you change the original graphics and make it close enough that you don't notice it right away? But now every time I look at it, it's like, man, it's like I feel cheated. I feel bamboozled, ripped off. You know, I mean, you know, I didn't even notice the marquee, but now, like I said, now every time I look at it, I'm like, and I'm not going to go buy a Sabo's. You know, I don't know how much he charges. How much does he charge for like that kind of marquee, like just a slide-in marquee?
A lot.
Probably $80.
Yeah, you're probably looking at
$80, $60.
I think you're 60.
No, you're probably you could be looking at almost
$70.
100 after shipping and everything. So
it's like they could have just done it right. It's like do it right. Like you took all this effort. You took all this effort to get this license. I mean, you know, just do it right. I mean, what's the point of getting the license if you can't do it, give it respect?
$61.45.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, iiRcade, the one thing that they do is they do optimize the games, and they've been very good with the quality control on the arcade games and the games that they're directly doing. They've been very good about the quality.
I wouldn't say that, man. Look at Dragon's Lair, man. They got a freaking audio video issue.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about iiRcade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you're right on that.
Now that's
They don't
another
do
thing.
nothing
Like they cheaped out. Like they did the cab looks great. It's the right shape. They put the digital scoreboard in there. I love that. I mean, if they would have put Wi-Fi in it, you would not be looking at a 4-second gap in the timing. You know,
Well,
I mean,
4 seconds, but
yeah.
I'm
or
always
whatever.
afraid with my arcade one-ups
0.04.
that they're gonna.
I'm sorry,
break.
4 frames. It's 4 frames, I think, off. But it's enough that you could see it.
oh yeah, you definitely can see it. Like I said, you can see it in some of the frames.
And if they would have just spent the extra $1 or whatever to have it be have it online, they could have easily pushed out a patch. I mean, like when you get into that emulation, there's a frame file that tells it which frames to seek on those Laserdisc games.
But the thing is, they can
Someone
still
could
do
have
it.
fixed that.
They can still fix it through the USB. All you have to do is download the freaking, whatever
Update and plug it in. Yeah, I
plug it in
mean,
with the USB. They can still fucking do it.
What,
man. I mean,
what it is
I
is
did that to fix the input lag on my Big Blue.
I think why people get frustrated
Not that bad.
with arcade
yeah.
one up is because they take longer to put out their updates. They're few and far in between, and then they just like disappear for a while, and then moving on to other stuff. So then people who are like, well, I want this one to be worked on because you said before this came out we had a huge budget to keep updating, and I don't care about your new one. That's not, I like this one. Mm-hmm. So people feel like they get forgotten about.
Yep.
With iiRcade, because it's smaller, like I think they're always listening, so even things that would be, they hear like 2-3 people, then next thing you know, they fix it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they fixed Awaken Evil because of me, but it was the first thing I said the day it came out.
They totally fixed it because of you. Please, They totally fixed it 'cause
about
of
the
you.
ladders, and they
At
fixed
least
it.
they fixed it.
They did. They did. It really wasn't broken. It was not broken. It was actually set like Castlevania. That's the mechanics for moving up and down the ladders, but it wasn't a modern feeling.
But when you're playing with a arcade stick, it's different than playing with a controller.
Yeah, I mean, I do like what they did with it. I mean, but it was totally playable both ways.
Now you hit the ladders and you stick more.
Yeah, it's easier. Like you're not gonna miss. You're not gonna miss.
The game's still difficult, but
The
at least you're
game's
not
still
getting
difficult.
1,000 cheap deaths.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I mean, is Arcade 1-Up really that big? They think they are.
They say they are.
They think they are.
I mean,
Didn't they say what was the quote? They said something like, "We sold more arcades than Pac-Man," or what they say? There was some.
they're not.
Ridiculous.
They're big, but let's put it this way: none of these companies
Big doesn't
are
mean
big
better
enough
though.
that
No.
making a few really bad mistakes can't put you out of business. I think
Dude, they've
Arcade
made some
1-Up
doozies in a
is,
row too.
is in business.
Listen, Marvel vs. Capcom.
So this is the
Two.
stupidest thing anyone's ever said. I'm saying Arcade 1-Up is in business to make money. Well, obviously they are.
Well, everybody is.
But
yeah.
I kind of understand from like being a former manager and like being somebody that was like for the people and then trying to go to the higher ups and explain that to them, and then they just don't give a shit. They want to,
Yeah.
they just want to make things more difficult. I'm sure there's people in Arcade 1-Up that are listening to everybody
Yeah,
and want to
yeah.
make this happen. It's the people that
Yeah.
they're answering to.
Yeah, they don't
that
care. They could care
don't
less.
care. They're just all
Just
about
ship it.
money.
Just ship it. Just
Just
ship
ship
it.
Yep.
Just ship
They'll buy
it.
it. The idiots will
Just
buy
ship
it.
it. Just ship it.
Dude, I'm an accountant for 25
Hey,
years.
you
man.
can't
I'm
say
exactly doing it.
you cannot say Arcade 1-Ups are not genius. They went from a complete community of everybody screaming this like hashtag don't pre-order.
Yeah. Yeah.
From that
Dude,
I bought two of
Dude,
them. I
dude,
bought
they're
4 of
they're
them.
like Arcade 1-Up was like, get loud, get loud. And look how
Yeah, get
loud,
loud.
look how loud they got with
So-
that MK4 community looking for the MK4. They couldn't have got, they were so loud that it was deafening.
They said,
And
get quiet. Get quiet. Hashtag
yeah, get quiet, get quiet. We hear you, but no.
Stop it.
Getting loud didn't work. That was a bunch of BS.
They didn't care.
They didn't
They made
care.
too much money.
It didn't matter how loud it was.
But come on,
at a
like
point.
one thing that you got to give them credit for is
Mm-hmm.
they know how to get the whole community, everybody super excited. I even
Yeah.
get excited. I get excited
Oh, yeah.
for everybody else. I'm like, I
I did
can't.
too, yeah.
I was
I did too.
really revved up and looking forward to these cabinets showing up in people's homes. And then as soon as they did, it seemed like the excitement died down
Yeah.
really fast.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not someone that's sitting here rooting for them to fail
no,
or
I don't want
whatever.
them to fail.
But
I don't want-
sometimes
I don't
like you
want
just
anybody
I
gotta
like
fail.
choices.
you gotta look at it that
I don't
it's
want
like
anybody to fail. Competition is
No.
great.
Competition pushes
not
them all
every
forward.
not like the people running these companies, they're more about like, do you think half of them even care anything? They don't care about like putting out a exact replica of an arcade. It's more about the
No.
license, like what's going to draw in the money. And I think
Yeah.
what Arcade 1-Up has been trying to do lately is they're trying to find a new audience. Number one, they're messing around on TikTok. That's a younger crowd. They're coming out with Fast and Furious. That's not geared towards 40 and 50-year-old men
Yeah.
from the retro arcade. That's geared towards the new Dave and Buster
Dave and Buster's.
Chuck E. Cheese arcade crowd where those games
Big
are.
dumb
That's
games.
younger. And think about it, same time they're doing casino stuff. That's
Oh,
geared
yeah.
towards people that,
Oh,
60s and 70s. So they're trying to
QVC.
find that they're trying to like get the people, the younger crowd, the older crowd, and then make a bunch of money off of that. And then maybe
Uh-huh.
they'll make the real true fans that do the shows that
Yeah.
scream their heads off and lose their
Yeah.
minds over this.
Yeah.
Give them what they want eventually. Like, come on, like
Eventually.
they have Midway, like
Yeah.
they,
Hashtag get loud. Yeah.
they have a relationship with Midway, but they haven't put out Robotron or Smash TV.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
And
waiting for?
They're
And
just
you know
like,
why? It's because some high up guy at the company is like,
Hold on to them
what's
licenses.
Robotron and Smash TV?
We
Nobody
got a
like,
fistful of licenses.
we can't sell that to stores.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it is what it is. You know, I honestly think everyone's getting mad at the wrong people. I think the people that show their face from the company might be the ones that truly want stuff to happen, but they got to answer to somebody too that just tells them no.
Yeah, Get Loud was a lie. That's true. Didn't matter how loud it was. You couldn't have gotten any louder than that.
It don't matter how many signatures you get.
Yeah,
I signed
you could
that
have had,
thing.
you could have
I
had a
signed that
million
petition too.
signatures. You could have had a million signatures. It wasn't about that. I mean,
It's just a
And then what's going to happen? Even if they did put it out, then they're not going to use the.
they're not going to do it right.
Awesome.
They're going to jack it
cabinet
up.
design that guy Anthony made, digitized. They're going to do something, and then the game's not going to run right.
Yeah, yeah. And if the game doesn't work right, like you got to respect the game. That's the number one thing. I mean, if you're going to release it, make it good. I mean, like there was so much crap iiRcade was taking for releasing, for holding on to Operation Wolf as long as they did. And guess what? It came out and it was perfect. And you don't hear about that. Like everyone forgets. Yeah, they held that game and they kept that game back. They tested and tested. They sent it to, and had it tested by Taito, and then they released it when it was perfect. You know,
kevgret's he's probably already getting his practice in. I was on there earlier.
Yeah,
I have it. I have all the courses, and I just got all my settings to match the way I like to play it, and I'm all ready for Saturday, Kev.
Kev,
Get a few people in there.
Yeah, over there. You live and you learn. You know, life's too short.
Yeah, I don't think I don't look at Rex's show as like a hate show.
No, I don't
I think that what they're trying to do is be like, okay, I know you guys are all excited. Well, here, we're just going to be the voice of reason for a second. You know, honestly, if a lot of people were to listen to a lot of things they say, they probably could have saved themselves a lot of money and aggravation.
You know, and it must be tough. You know, being the number one Arcade 1-Up show must be tough for them.
I think you need that. Like, that's why I don't care if there's, you got like weekly retro party against the iiRcade. It's kind of their thing. I don't hate those guys for that. I think every side of it needs to have
no need to be calling people names though.
Well, as long as it doesn't get personal,
when
but you can say you guys are out of your minds. Like
when you're calling people MFer and stuff, that's not cool.
I think it's fine to be like, a little bit of fun banter back and forth, like almost like you're arguing sports. But yeah, I don't think anyone needs to hate each other over their taste in video games.
These silly homework,
even though that's been going on for years right now.
Yeah, I mean it's been going on forever.
Don't get me started on sports.
Probably going back to Atari and ColecoVision, Atari and ColecoVision, then Nintendo and Sega. I mean, there's always Coke and Pepsi.
Hey, us iiRcade shills, we're always aggravated too because every single time one of the bigger YouTubers that will have like
incompetent
200 people watching them, that like 199 of them don't even know who the hell we are.
Yeah.
And don't watch anything we do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Their only impression of always watching iiRcade is some fuck ups, like shit not working. So I would hate it too. They, because you have a lot of the big YouTubers, they're like, okay, this is big now, so I'm gonna touch on this week because this is good news. We're touching on it whether it's a good news, bad news,
don't matter.
Like, we're in the trenches no matter what.
All of it, and we're there. We're there for the gamers.
We know how the machine operates. We know how to present it to an audience so they can actually see what you're gonna get.
And we show, we don't tell.
And then these bigger shows get their hands on it, just screw it up, man.
Yeah, they do. They do. We show, we don't tell. I mean, we show you the games in action. We show the games being played.
So people will think, that shit sucks. Like it turns off when you play it.
It just automatically turns off.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
I mean,
fucking powering your fucking generator in the house with it, yeah, it's gonna turn
You're
off.
powering your Space Invaders light with the cab. It's not really made to be a power strip. It's not a power strip. You know?
But yeah, so we know
I
those
still
things
have not
'cause
had the game shut off playing a light gun game, and I probably played
Just like I
probably played 50. I've at least played 50 plays of light gun games now, sit-in games, and I've never had the console, not even one time, shut off.
I knew forever that
not once.
I knew I could fix the gold where everybody was presenting it all stretched, and I told Brad,
Simple as getting the M Classic.
I can fix it, but I was like, I don't like moving all my stuff out, you know,
dude. But it's a lifesaver now that you know it's available. It's
but
like,
I had to do it.
Perfect,
I had to do it
aspect ratio.
Once the light gun stuff came out, because I knew now I was going to be streaming, and what I said was going to work. It worked perfect. It actually makes it look even better.
Yeah,
because it upscales it.
Yeah, thank you, Carl. That's a nice comment. He says, iiRcadians are the ragtag outcast rebels of the arcade community. My kind of peeps. Yeah.
There you go.
I feel that way. That's why we had, like, you know, I mean, you know, I even had the Ramones. I had the Ramones. We're kind of like the punk rock. We're like we're the outcasts.
We're not the Ramones again.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had the Ramones opening up the iiRcade.
We don't like, we don't really,
we're
not like the type of group that's like, wait, you know, the only way you can hang out here or
we're
you have to have an
anti-gatekeepers.
arcade, like we don't care, like, you know, whatever, you just like games in general, come hang out. We're always happy to
we like everyone,
show off stuff on there that you may never even get one, but hey, I can come over to the show and I can check out some of the stuff they have on there, and it'll be
Steph's
presented.
Gaming is right, because when you become
properly.
an iiRcadian, you're putting a target on yourself. So that was literal, and it's just, you got to realize, if you can't take the heat, you know, when you do iiRcade content, if you're going to be on YouTube, you're going to take some hits. So be prepared to take the heat, and that's fine. And I put the target on my forehead in the middle. If you notice at the thumbnail, I am dead center bullseye. So, I mean, that's what they're going to, people do that. And, you know, have thick skin. Have thick skin if you're on YouTube.
I come from a community where people really get hit. Like people show up at your house and hit you. or we have groups of YouTubers that are at each other's throats for a year, and then we all live in a lawless setting for 5 days together. So stuff happens.
Steps was welcome back with open arms.
I can handle this.
As soon as she said she's getting an iiRcade, wasn't she? That's not gatekeeping. That's the opposite of that.
Well, I appreciate you guys too, man, because I don't even have an iiRcade in.
You can come hang anytime. That's right. This has nothing to do with that.
I know.
Did he say he doesn't have an arcade, Brad? Could you take me out of the studio? That's a leave studio.
You didn't know.
Oh no, I'm out.
It's all good.
But you guys are awesome, man. I mean, you guys really brought me in the community, and I really appreciate it. I'm new to
it's always a weird argument because we have arcade 1-ups in the background, and they're like just as clearly visible as our iiRcades. My ad game stuff, maybe not as much because it's over that way.
Yeah,
because it doesn't look good lined up with the other stuff.
The ad game
doesn't
stuff
complement it as much.
Yeah, it's just what you
My
play.
ad games has its own wall.
We all play our ad games machines. And I'll play a game to try it out on at games, and I'll buy it on iiRcade too.
That's 100% what I do, Brad.
I swear, I'll play it. They just got this game. I'll try it on the at games, and if I like it, I'll buy it on iiRcade, because
iiRcade
really
should just make the Legends Ultimate their store. You just try it on. There's no returns. Just try it on the Legends.
Just try it on the Legends Ultimate for free. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
Literally what I do.
They're peanut butter and jelly. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I don't care what anyone says. It plays way better. At least to me, on iiRcade is like my favorite way to play any of these games, either with the pumping sound or even lately, like when we played last night. I took my studio headphones and plugged them in.
Awesome,
dude. That headphone jack, like, you forget it's there,
shit gets loud.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you know, I mean, like, they did design the iiRcade where it goes to 11. Like, when they put that console together and that original design, they made it to kick ass. I mean, it kicks ass. Like the hardware, I still like, on mine. I can go in and I can look at the motherboard of the original iiRcade motherboard, and it's like all white. It has it has the gigawatts thing printed on it. It's really cool. It's a beautiful piece of hardware for home arcade. Yeah, an iiRcade at Games partnership would be a really good thing. And you know who would win? The gamers would win.
Yeah, but technically, I mean, I'm sure you can play anything, almost anything that's been put on iiRcade on the Legends.
Oh yeah,
it just
you can.
Takes more work, and it's not going to be for everybody because some people just want to turn something on, flip through the games.
iiRcade is easy mode. I mean, my grandkids can step up to the iiRcade and select games, open them, and play them. It's a multi-cade that's on easy mode. Like it's very easy to operate.
I love that Legends though. That's one where like I said, that's like the Netflix of home arcade machines.
That's not for that's for the arcade owner to play. Because when you have 5,000 games or whatever, it's hard to find the game.
I'm telling you,
I probably will.
Even this Raspberry
comes. Fanboy.
More and more. Dude, this Raspberry Pi, man. I mean, this Raspberry Pi is pretty easy to do a lot of this stuff too. I'm shocked the send-in gun worked as quick as it did on that Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
See, if I can compliment your setup, because like look at T's background. He's got the Star Wars, like the best of the best with Arcade 1-Up. He's got that Dragon's Lair where even though people say it has a sync issue, look at that thing.
It's pretty. It's beautiful.
Then he's got his custom Mr. Do. Yeah. And he's got a Tron next to that. Like
you can play anything in that.
Like
Mr. Do.
He knew. I can see that
It's a multi-cade.
He knew the right.
It's a multi-cade. Yeah.
That's my favorite ones, man. It's my favorite one.
One thing I noticed about Arcade 1-Up,
it's hilarious. People hate on Pac-Man, but every time I have just random people over the house, just friends and stuff, or I have a party, man, that Pac-Man gets played like a magnet to that damn game. Yeah. It's like they love Pac-Man. They love Centipede. I put Centipede is always popular whenever I have people.
When you run into like a Arcade 1-Up in the average person's house, they always look like shit. They're always just banged up. That's the one thing about like the home arcade community. Like we get these things, we know how to set them up and how to make it look nice. With the average person, you see one in the house, it's always beat up. It looks like it's about to fall apart.
Not mine,
like the stick's broken off.
Dude, I take care of that stuff, man. I just love them, man.
Yeah,
mine all look like brand new, like day one.
Yeah,
like T, I'm so crazy. Like if I said I don't like moving my stuff. Like if I move it, like then I'll be wiping any fingerprint off of it, shining it back up.
Dude, that's what I do all the time, man. Here,
dude,
here's my
weight. I got my duster here, dude.
Yeah, I have stuff to repair my arcades when they break because I play them.
Yeah, I'm a fucking lunatic, dude.
It's like an arcade operator. Stuff breaks.
I hate fingerprints, man. This takes it off.
There you go.
Yeah, I just love my machines, man. I mean, I buy them for a reason.
Yeah. I do too.
You work hard, you buy something that you like, and I just like to take care of it.
Yeah.
And,
that's why when stuff of mine break, I'm like, how this really had to suck because I don't think there's anyone that takes as much care of these things than I do. And if it could break, then it's gonna break for anybody.
Biggie D said he dusted his arcades today. You got to keep those things looking good. Keep them clean.
Mr. Do, man, is my favorite one, man. That is the legit cabinet. I did all that work, man. I put the logos on there. I did the paint. Everything.
True.
Man.
DIY is good.
I mean, it's just that that's my first. It's my first mod. Is that Mr. Do cab? That's my impression. What I thought Mr. Do would be because Mr. Do never looked like that. Mr. Do was like a pitiful freaking cab, man. It just like had no respect. When I was growing up and stuff. But this has always been my vision for Mr. Do. I'm just glad I was able to do it. I mean, it's awesome, cool, man. Able to do some of this stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just think, I mean, the arcades are just awesome. I mean, a lot of the stuff is easy to do if you just.
It's fun to have if you have the the space in your house. You got a room. this has always been my YouTube studio. In the past, I did a lot of green screen stuff, so you wouldn't see the arcades. But yeah, it's just like it's nice to be able to come home and then just like pop everything on and be in an environment that you like.
Yeah. I might get the black lights that are on here, man. I got the rug. Just
Goofy Foot said he just kissed all my arcade cabinets goodnight.
There you go, Goofy Foot.
Steps is down to only 3 arcades. Good cabs. Killer Instinct, Street Fighter, and iiRcade. And iiRcade is a multi-cade too. So iiRcade, there's literally hundreds of games you could choose from. So it's different things to different people.
Goofy, I kiss all my arcades and then give the rest of my cabinets the middle finger and storm out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, when I turn the lights off, man, put my black lights on, man, I just love my room with the arcades. This looks awesome. Can't get over it. Never thought I would ever, as a kid, man, I never thought I would have arcades in my house.
Yeah.
You know, got to give thanks to Arcade 1-Up for that, right?
Yep, they were the first.
Yeah,
that Arcade 1-Up.
Dude, that blew my mind, man. The first time I went in Walmart and actually saw something that was like actually like a legitimate size.
The shark fins
arcade instead of like them tiny little ones that you'd always see, and
the ones that hook up to a TV.
When I saw when they got Street Fighter 2, that's when I knew that they were going to be legit.
Yeah.
And then when they got that Final Fight cabinet, I was like, yo.
Yeah.
My first one was the Atari 12-in-1.
Yeah. The Atari. I never had the 12-in-1, but I knew I wanted to get an Atari Arcade 1-Up.
Yeah, we spoke about those things. I'm not even getting started with those.
Those things are wicked.
Not even doing it. I'm not looking to.
Things are wicked, dude. No, it's a deep pull there.
All right.
I'll tell you who has an awesome new wave collection is Goofy Foot. Goofy Foot has, I think, all of them.
I think he does, yeah.
I think he's got all the new wave arcade, little tiny arcades. He's got them all displayed nice. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. That's another stream. Another stream.
That's another stream. What 12 o'clock? What time is it? It's midnight.
Just stick it back on here.
I'll be live in less than 24 hours, and I haven't done anything yet.
Nothing.
That's it. Show's canceled.
Friday night arcade's now the Saturday night arcade.
Well, Saturday night is VR.
Now you just got to do the golf.
You can't break that.
I'm going to have to throw something together real. They better not do anything good tomorrow, Brad.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome if they came up. Just think if they came out with a new game tomorrow.
Hopefully they come out with Bear Sis 2 tomorrow, and then I can just use that as an excuse. Yeah, I'm not doing a show tonight.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing when they do certain games.
You know, I hope they come out with Bear Sis 2 because I know Brad has to buy it because he's a completionist at this point.
I mean, you know, when they do Barbie's Horse Adventure, I'll be the first one getting it.
This is Papa Brad coming at
with
you
a review on Barbie's Horse Adventure. Let's check it out.
Barbie's Horse Adventure on the iiRcade. Yeah, let's check it out. You would think I wouldn't like a game where you're a Barbie on a pink horse, but I got to tell you, after playing it on the iiRcade.
Yeah. Let me pull up a Wikipedia article. It's all good. It's just meant to be fun. Oh, we're completing with the Rascal showing the new Zelda game, and it looks pretty good. Carlo, he's got four sites open. He's watching them all at once, like a control panel. He's got all the streams open. Street Fighter, the movie, the game is the best game ever. You know, it'd be cool to join the iiRcade family.
I think I had that on Sega. I had it either Sega CD, one of those. I remember having it in like the big plastic box because I wasn't even like a big.
Carlo. I
wasn't even a big fighting game.
It's all good.
It was just amazing to have those like digitized graphics back then.
Yeah. I wonder if Sosa Fan Bam Bam is going to get a iiRcade. You think he's going to get one? Steps, is Sosa getting an iiRcade? He should join our community. He's a gamer. He has a ton of arcades. He likes to play games.
There he is. He's back.
What's up?
T, I'm leaving. Thank you so much for having me on.
You're leaving, man.
Yeah, dude.
We're almost at the 3 hour mark.
I got
a naked girl like one room over. What am I doing sitting over here with you two?
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man?
What are you doing?
You'll be hanging out with
It's time
us.
to hit the road. Let's zip this show up. Let's zip this show up. So we learned that we all want VR. Are we waiting for the next one, the Quest 3?
No.
I would say wait unless you just like want to jump into this golf tournament. Go out, get yourself a Quest. You're gonna be paying $100 more than what it was because they raised the price on it.
Oh, really?
I think it starts at $399 now.
No, it's $400 instead of $300.
I think I can wait.
But they're easy to get. You know, it's not like.
It's not like the PS5s, man. It took me freaking 3 years to get the PS5.
I was shocked on how long that took.
Biggie D, I don't like playing fighting games on the At Games Legends Ultimate either because I like the Samwa controls. But I mean, I could mod the control panel, but I'm lazy. But
all right, PSVR 2, Brad. I know. It seems like we should wait.
Yeah, that PSVR 2 looks cool.
Yeah, I would say you two wait for the 3. Obviously, I'll be talking a lot about it when it's coming. I think we're looking around like the holiday season.
Yeah,
it is supposedly definitely coming out this year.
I figured probably November. Which a lot of stuff comes out around November.
It may be more expensive though, but it's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Like for a standalone headset.
Yeah.
Especially if you've never played VR, you guys will just be
Reed Steps gaming.
I've never played it.
Wearing a wig, it's gonna be blown off.
I mean, I've never even put that stuff on. I have no idea how to do it.
Yeah.
I've read stuff about it, but I never played it.
Yeah, I would love to see iiRcade get some more fighting games. Even the quote unquote trash fighting games like Tattoo Assassins by Data East. They're so good that they are so bad they're good, and that game was never released officially. I think so. There's tons of good titles they could be seeking out. I mean, the history of arcades is gigantic.
There's so many games out there. You know,
there's so much stuff.
And the cool thing is too, some of these new games coming out look retro too. So it's like, like
the retro modern games are cool.
I mean, it's like you said, it's a good time to be alive for.
I mean, it's never been better. Like if you want to have an arcade, a home arcade, it's never been better than it is today.
No, it's not.
So
pretty cool. All the stuff they're coming out with, even if you don't want like arcade stuff, man, like Steam and all that stuff coming out, man. It's just pretty neat.
It's easier than ever to get cool stuff.
A lot of fun games.
Yeah, retro games, new games. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, I like my other channel, man. I do Arc. They're coming out with a new Arc 2. I think next year, 2024. They're coming out with Arc 2, so which is like all dinosaurs and stuff. That'd be cool if they did a VR on that one. And they might do that with Arc Survival Evolved. Might do a VR. Wouldn't be surprised. It's a huge game. I don't know if you guys ever played either one of those games.
Probably I know it. I never played it.
I got my whole other channel started was Arc Survival Evolved because this was never anything out there. I mean, there was like no stuff for people to learn how to do that stuff. And that's how I got involved in YouTube. So it'd be cool if they did a VR version of it. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. Van Diesel's coming out with the Arc 2. So got some big names coming up.
Yeah, remember he was huge into video games. If you remember back on the Xbox.
Yeah, they had those Pitch Dark.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
great games.
Yeah.
Pitch
Remember the
Dark.
one where, like, played as Vin Diesel in the prison.
Yeah,
Those games were good.
they were good.
So, check out R2 next year, I do believe. He's going to be in it. All right, appreciate it, Brooklyn. This is awesome, man. This is
Thank you,
awesome
guys.
stream.
It's awesome. Yeah,
Loved it, man. I learned so much.
Weekends here, man. Look
Yeah.
forward to
yeah.
tomorrow night. Hopefully, I get a show together in time.
Subscribe to all 3 channels too.
know.
Make sure you subscribe to Arcade Talk, Brooklyn Menace channel, Papa Brad's.
Yep.
Brooklyn has really good VR content too. Check it out.
You'll be able to check it out this Saturday with the golf. All right.
Yep, Saturday.
Tomorrow night, actually tonight, I should say, because it's after midnight. Tonight will be the Friday arcade show.
Mhm.
10:35 p.m. Eastern.
Dude, 12 hours.
Yeah.
12
The,
hours. Oh man, and
God,
I have
you've
like 13 hours of
And no
editing.
work.
You got it, man.
Brooklyn.
You got some awesome.
Better
games.
have a Monster Energy drink.
Dude,
or
I'm doing
something.
like 2 jobs tomorrow. The first one I already checked. I'm supposed to be there at 8 in the morning. It's over
Steps
2 hours.
Unsubscribe from me.
It's over
Are
like
you
2 hours
serious?
away.
Thank you for subscribing.
And then they added something else for me to stop at, like an hour and 40 minutes from that. And then I'll be driving all day. And then as soon as I get home, I'll be wiped out. And I didn't even like make the thumbnail yet.
You're taking that. Have a 3 hour stream, man.
Like you can't though, because you don't know what they're going to release. That's the hard thing.
Yeah,
Of
but I've been,
iiRcade, like
Brad,
we-
I've been trying to like think about forgetting that, like, because it's too much of a pain waiting. I like to have the show
It
just
is. It
done
is
and ready to
hard.
go.
uh,
So I'm trying to be more creative with what we do on the Friday night arcade show,
yeah,
where
yeah,
I don't have to know what game's coming out that week.
right. Because you never know. I mean, you could get Escape from Popo, or you could get Virtual Fighter. You just don't know what they're going to do, and that's part of the magic of it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for having
Thank
me
you.
on.
Peace.
Appreciate it. Brad,
Thanks, everybody.
see you
And
tomorrow night.
Don't forget,
Chat room. Thank you so
Stay
much.
legit. T. McCluskey presents Arcade Talk live stream.
We will now be hear you down the street. Can you